YouTube, what's up? And welcome back to part 14, aka the finale of Pokemon Emerald version, National Dex edition, using only water-type Pokemon, as you can see above my head there. Now today, we're going to outline what we're going to do here in the finale. It's going to be 3 main parts. And but before I do, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has joined me on this journey through Hoenn thus far. Whether that be live or if you're enjoying the playlist after the fact on YouTube in the future. I got to say what's up to the people in the future. I just want to say thank you, and I hope that you've enjoyed, this journey through Hoenn and one of the truly the best Pokemon region that's ever existed. Right up there with Unova and Sinnoh. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a minute here to outline what's going to happen today in the finale, and then it's time to get after it. So the first of 3 parts is that we are going to walk into the Pokemon League here and absolutely dominate the Elite Four. You already know. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and do a quick team check for one final time. I know I do this at the beginning of every episode. You might be getting tired of seeing it, but I don't care. Go ahead and fast forward 2 minutes if you're watching on YouTube, right? Now, I did a little bit more training than I said I was going to. Training, aka rare candies. But I think I mentioned it towards the end of episode 13 that I was going to put everybody at 50. We ended part 13 at everyone was between 40 and 42, I want to say. Now, obviously, in a regular playthrough, I would run around the region, battle all the trainers, and grind my way on wild Pokemon to get up to this point. As you can see, everyone is between 52 and 54. But for the sake of the playthrough, I wasn't going to add an additional 2 episodes for a total of 4 or 5 hours grinding up against wild Pokemon. Because I'm starting to think, for the viewer, the way if I was watching somebody do a playthrough, I wouldn't sit through that where you're just going to grind on wild Pokemon. That gets way too monotonous. So we did the old rare candy thing because we can. And therefore now the team is fully juiced up between 52 and 54. So let's go ahead and hit the team check here. Starting things off, we have our docile-natured Keen-Eye Pelipper, rocking the moveset of Aerial Ace, Fly, Shockwave, and Water Pulse. Next up here, we have the mild-natured Swift Swim Quillfish, with the moveset of Sludge Bomb, Spikes, Dive, and Shadow Ball. Then next up, we have our starter, the Impish-natured Torrent Swampert, with the moveset of Surf, Strength, Mudshot, and EQ. The 4th member of the team is the calm-natured Rough-Skin Sharpedo, with Crunch, Waterfall, Ice Beam, and Rock Smash. Next up, we got our lonely-natured Damp Poliwrath, with the moveset of Brick Break, Hypnosis, Bulk Up, and Body Slam. And finally, to round out the squad, we have our rash-natured Natural Cure Starmie. And Starmie has the moveset of Flash, T-Bolt, Ice Beam, and Psychic. Alright, a couple more things before we jump into the Elite Four. We're going to switch those movesets, but I'm going to go ahead and outline the other 2 main parts of the finale here. So after we do the Elite Four, the second thing on the agenda today is that we're going to run around the region and catch all the legendary Pokemon, because in this National Dex edition, we do actually have access to catch a couple mythical Pokemon and other legendaries that aren't normally obtainable if you're playing Vanilla Emerald version. So to show off that in the bag, well, first of all, okay, I'll talk about the rare candies later. Let me just go to the key item pocket. So as you can see towards the bottom of the key item pocket, we have found 3 items that are not normally available in Vanilla Emerald. First of which being the Old Sea map, which I found in the Team Aqua secret base over in Lily Cove City. And it was right next to the Master Ball. There's that room with 4 different Pokeballs. Normally it's 2 Electrodes, a Nugget, and a Master Ball, but the Nugget was replaced with the Old Sea map. And of course the Old Sea map is going to allow us to travel to catch Mew. Which normally, back in the day, that was a Japan-only event. You actually had to live in Japan. And go to, you had to go out of your house to a physical thing and get this special item. So that's going to be cool. And then next up here we have the Mystic Ticket, which will allow us to travel to Naval Rock. And I've never actually been to Naval Rock in this game, so I don't know. The legendaries we can find there are Ho-Oh and Lugia, the Gen 2 box legendaries, right? From Gold and Silver. But since I've never actually been to Naval Rock in Emerald, I don't know if we get to catch both or only one. So we're going to have to find out when we get there. The Mystic ticket I found at the abandoned ship in the middle of the ocean over by Dewford Town. So in case, I'm going to explain this in case anybody wants to play this game for themselves. And then finally here, the Eon ticket will allow us to go to Southern Island where we can catch either Latios or Latios, depending upon how I answer the question right after we beat the Elite Four, which you'll see how that goes down. I mean, if you play this game, you know how that works, but normally you can't get the Eon tickets. You only get to catch either or, Latios and Latios. In this playthrough, we'll be able to catch both. However, I don't know for the sake of time if I'm going to run around and try to catch the roaming legendary. But we'll go to Southern Island and make sure we grab one of the two. Now, there is a fourth key item in which will allow us to catch Deoxys, which again is normally not an item you can get in Vanilla Emerald. However, that key item is not available until the Battle Frontier, which we can't travel to until beating the Elite Four. So we'll grab that fourth key item and then run around and catch all the legendaries. In addition to Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, the 3 Reggies. I'm going to catch like everything we can here. And to that point, I went ahead and edited the Master Ball in the pocket. Obviously, we only had one Master Ball from the Team Aqua hideout, but I changed that from a 1 to a 12 in PK Hex. Because there's potentially we're going to be catching up to 12 legendaries today. Anywhere between 10 and 12. Depending on if I can get both Ho-Oh and Lugia, and depending upon if I find both the Lotties. So that's why we need potentially 12 Master Balls, because I'm not going to sit there and spend 30 minutes to 1 hour just slinging Ultra Balls at every legendary Pokemon, because this would be a 12-hour finale. But we're going to keep it to under 2 hours by just using Master Balls and catch them on turn 1. Okay, so that is the second of the 3 major events that will occur today. And then the final event, I'm going to do them in that order, right? Elite Four first, of course, we kind of have to. And then Legendaries will be the second part, and then the third part of the finale, we will be traveling over to Meteor Falls to battle against Steven Stone. And for that fight, because everybody throughout this Elite Four thing right now is only going to gain 2 to 3 levels max. So Steven has a team between the levels 74 to 78, or 75 to 78, something like that. So we're going to be 20 levels behind for that fight, and obviously I probably stand no chance. So, with that being said, we're going to need somewhere between like 120 to 150 rare candies. So that's why I put 200 of them in the bag here. Because again, I'm not going to train for 6 hours in between the Elite Four and Steven. We're going to do this all in one day here. So I'm gonna be shoving a bunch of rare candies down everybody's throat on my team, and we're going to get them up to around level 75, something like that. Alright, so that's the outline for today's show. Now, with that being said, we need to fix a couple of movesets real quick, because I no longer need Rock Smash on Sharpedo or Flash on Starmie. So we're going to fly over here to Lily Cove City, because back in the day, you can't just replace HM moves with other attacks. You need to actually visit the move deleter to get those HM moves off your Pokemon. So let's do this at the start. And for Sharpedo, to replace Rock Smash, I'm going to give it a Double Edge. There's a move tutor in Sutopolis City that teaches you Double Edge. Probably won't end up using it, but I mean, since that's an option, I might as well go grab that. It's like 120 base power normal attack. So you never know. We might need Double Edge. And then Starmie, of course, doesn't need Flash anymore. And we'll go ahead and visit the move relearner to put Bubble Beam back on Starmie, which we previously had. So there's that. Now let's fly over to Fallabur Town, which is where the move relearner is. Oh, and one other thing too, for Poliwrath, I just remembered. So Poliwrath has a moveset of only 2 attacks, normal and fighting attacks, so I can't do anything against ghost types. So let me actually go into the bag here. And we did get a copy of Water Pulse from the 8th Gym Leader, Hoenn. So we're going to go ahead and slap Water Pulse on Poliwrath. Now, Poliwrath's special attack is pretty bad, but at least this gives us a way to damage ghost types, because I can't do anything, obviously, with Brick Break and Body Slam. Now, Water Pulse isn't benefited from the boost that you get from Bulk Up, but you never know. But, you know, if Poliwrath is my last mon against the Elite Four member with the ghost types, we might need to rip some water pulses to get out of that fight. And I really don't want to rely on Hypnosis's garbage accuracy of 60%. So, we'll go ahead and use water pulse here. Alright. So now, how you utilize this guy right here, the move relearner, is you have to have heart skills, which we have found 2 or 3 of those throughout our journey thus far. So we're able to utilize this here. Alright, buddy, let me get Bubble Beam back on my starfish here. What? You don't have Bubble Beam? I guess that makes sense. That's kind of annoying, but because Staryu learned Bubble Beam, I was kind of waiting to evolve Staryu until it learned Bubble Beam, but Starmie doesn't actually get it back. Okay, well I'm not rolling with Water Gun. There's just no way. I guess what I could do is because Quillfish has Dive right now, so if Starmie can learn Dive, maybe we throw Toxic on Quillfish. Okay, Starmie can learn Dive. Alright, let's do this. Again, not ideal because Dive is a horrible attack. It's only 60 base power. Now we're going to have to fly back to Lily Cove real quick then. Alright, this is kind of annoying. I didn't know that. Oh, whatever. The reason I'm doing this is because I only want to give 1 copy of every HM move in my party. The smart thing to do would be put Surf on Starmie, right? Of course. But then Swampert doesn't get to keep Surf in that, right? I set that rule for myself. So we can't have 2 Pokemon with Dive or Surf or Waterfall. So Sharpedo's going to have Waterfall, Swampert will have Surf, and Quillfish's special attack is pretty bad as well. So we really don't need to utilize the damage off Dive. It'll be better put on Starmie. But again, Starmie doesn't really need it either. But I kind of want to put Toxic for any, like, really bulky Pokemon that are in the Elite Four. Toxic, like, in future gens, it's not as good, but Toxic, like Gen 4 and prior, was one of the best attacks in the game. It really was. It's a great way to slowly whittle down bulky Pokemon. Alright, then last thing, we're going to switch the, I need to switch around the hold items real quick on all my Pokemon. Because Quillfish has nothing. Pelipper has a Persim Berry. Pert has the Soft Sand, which is fine to boost up the Earthquakes. Sharpedo's Black Glasses, that's perfect. Poliwrath doesn't have anything. And Starmie has the Mystic Water. I think Poliwrath... Oh yeah, there's a guy right here that gives us a free berry as well. Let's just grab this. But I think Poliwrath I can give a Persim Berry. Rossberry to heal burn, okay. Because the first of the 4 Elite Four members utilizes Dark-type Pokemon, so why wouldn't we just put Poliwrath in front, right? If I can click Bulk Up turn 1 and just absolutely destroy the rest of that guy's team. Now, additionally, the reason why I want to put Persim Berry onto Poliwrath over Pelipper is because normally Sydney leads with a Mightyena that knows Swagger, which will give me, essentially, for anyone who doesn't know what that does, it gives you a +2, like a free Swords Dance boost, but the caveat is that it confuses you. But if I slap a Persim Berry on Poliwrath, we will instantly shrug off the confusion and just get a free +2. And I wouldn't even have to click Bulk Up at that point. I could just click Brick Break and OHKO everything that he has. Quillfish. I don't really know what to throw on this guy. Maybe like a Citrus Berry. Citrus Berries, of course, only heal 30 HP back in Gen 3. It got buffed in future gens to heal up a percentage-based amount of health instead of just a set 30. And now Pelipper doesn't have an item, so what could we give Pelipper? Let's go back in this pocket. Oh, I do still have the Sea Incense. Okay, that's not bad. We found that in Mount Pyre, but I never actually used it yet. Okay, last thing before we jump into the Elite Four is to go get Double Edge on Sharpedo. It still only has 3 attacks. Then I think we're good to go. So for anybody who doesn't know, again, I'm going to be explaining things for those that are watching this that don't know. The Pokemon Center of Sootopolis in the top left corner here, this lady will give your Pokemon Double Edge. Hey, come here. She's juking me out. Alright. Let's do this. Yes, please. Throw that on the... Okay, everybody can actually learn it, but... You always want to give this to one of your better physical attackers. And Sharpedo has... Even though it's a special attacker, it still does have a really good physical attack stat. Well, normally it's a physical attacker in future gens, but in this game, the dark, water, and ice moves that I have on it are all categorized as special. Waterfall and Crunch in the future become physical attacks, but not yet. Alright, Poliwrath in the lead. Let's fly back to Evergrande City here. And then I do gotta spend all my money on potions, because I don't have... We actually had to cut short the journey through Victory Road. Yeah, exactly, board a mixed attacker. You already know. We had to cut our journey through Victory Road short because I ran out of potions. I only have like one more Hyper Potion in bag. So let's grab like 11 more of these to get a nice... a dozen Hyper Potions, but I'm going to get a lot more Max Potions, probably like 20. And then we'll kind of just spend the rest on Revives here. Maybe get like 14 Revives. I do want to grab a couple full heals as well. Just in case I get poisoned and stuff like that. Now again, I don't ever allow myself to use healing items in battle. I think you're a scrub if you do that. All of the Elite Four members in the Champion are cheaters. They do use potions in battle. But I'm gonna show you why I'm better than them. I don't even need to use potions and whatnot to win. So let me go ahead and organize these real quick. Oh, I do have 2 max revives too. Okay, that's not bad. Let me just group all these together so I don't have to scroll up and down the bag. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to walk through that door there and stamp our name in the history book and take over the title as the champion of the Hoenn region. Let's go. Excuse me, gentlemen, I got business to attend to. Beyond this point, only those trainers who have collected all the gym badges are permitted to enter. Trainer, let us confirm that you have all the gym badges. I just bust out my wallet and show him that, you know, the thing that Ash Ketchum has in the anime? He has that, like, flip open wallet. And, you know, flex all your badges on these people. Just in case I don't have, like, full PP on all my Pokemon, let me just talk to Nurse Joy one last time. Ask her what she's doing later. Cause see, Nurse Joy ain't into me yet because I'm a nobody, right? But about 20 minutes from now, I'm gonna become the most powerful trainer in Hoenn. And I think she might change her mind. So while I was talking here, I was just asking her what she's doing later tonight. And she said she was free, so we gonna go out on a date. And I'm gonna spend all my cash that I earn here. We gonna have a good time tonight. I'll be seeing you later, Joy. Alright, Poliwrath in front. Sydney, the Dark-type master. Let's dance. Welcome, challenger. I'm Sydney of the Elite Four. I like that look you're giving me. I guess you'll give me a good match. You're damn right. That's good, looking real good. Alright, you and me, let's enjoy a battle that can only be staged here in the Pokemon League. Alright, buddy. Now, real quick, I do expect to see new Pokemon here. If you haven't seen the playthrough thus far, every single gym leader has had, well, apart from Hoenn, the first 7 gym leaders all had a new team, but they all had the same ace Pokemon. But what Hoenn had, Hoenn was the only one that didn't have the same ace Pokemon in Kingdra. He actually had a Vaporeon. Anyway, back to the battle here. So this guy does not lead off with Mighty Now he leads off with Murkrow, which of course is going to have flying attacks to counter my fighting type. That was predictable. I guess I'll just switch to Pelipper. Because Pelipper's got a good defense stat. Maybe we can 2-hit KO this thing with Shockwave. Of course, we get hit with the Swagger. I could have just stayed in with Poliwrath. At +2, I actually probably OHKO with a neutral Brick Break, but I couldn't stay in and risk getting hit by Aerial Ace or something. Feint Attack. Okay, that'll do a decent chunk. Now, Pelipper is a very confused Pokemon. We've seen it throughout the playthrough. Oftentimes does hit itself in confusion, but this time we break through and get off the wave here, which does way over half. Okay. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, dude, your Pokemon are like 10 levels above Sydney's, you know? Why did you use so many rare candies? Bruh, you'll see later. The level range on the Elite Four is, there's a pretty large gap there. I snap out of confusion first try, or second try, not bad. So the first two Elite Four members use between like 46 to 50, right? 51 maybe on the Dusclops, with Phoebe coming up next. Just go for Aerial Ace here. Oh, I'm at +4 attack. Aerial Ace is actually about to put in work. Assuming I can break through confusion. But, towards the back half of the Elite Four and the Champion, the levels are more like 55 to 58. And at which point, you know, going through these first 3 Elite Four battles, I'm only going to get 1, maybe 2 levels on every Pokemon. So I'm still going to be, if anything, even slightly under-leveled for those final couple fights. Alright, here's Absol, which is normally Sydney's ace. I'm at +4 though. Like, this Aerial Ace might just Oko. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, he's got T-Bolt. Damn it. I mean, okay. I was kind of confused why he switched into Absol, but that makes sense. Of course, the AI knows that it could Oko Pelipper with that attack. All right, well, I think we just go Poliwrath and additionally Swampert, I guess. I don't really want Poliwrath taking an Earthquake. I mean, what am I talking about? A Thunderbolt. Because that would probably do like close to half. Let's just go for EQ and get rid of Absol and then see if we get sweep with Poliwrath later. Let's just fire off some EQs and then see if he has another like Levitator or Flying type. Earthquake is a clean Oko. And I guess, yeah, Sydney is kind of a joke. He has a Grass type here the whole time. He decided to not switch in on an obvious Earthquake, but again, that's why he is a scrub. Quillfish can actually put in work against this guy. I could hit some Sludge Bombs. Goes for the Giga Drain, which would have destroyed Pert. So I'm glad I switched out there. Now again, this is much different from when you watch me play Emerald Rogue, right? Because that's a lot harder than this. Everybody knows Vanilla Emerald is not Pokemon games in general are not difficult. I have made it a little bit harder by not allowing myself a free switch, right? Because as you see, the trainers are just sending out multiple Pokemon. But in the end of the day, regular Pokemon games are fairly easy to beat. I'm just going to stay in on Sharpedo, Sludge Bomb it twice to kill it. But with that being said, kind of the whole purpose of this playthrough, this is just a casual playthrough, mainly for my friends or other people that aren't familiar with Pokemon. So I kind of wanted to get one of these up on the channel. Just kind of a super chill, laid back, casual playthrough of a Pokemon game. Alright, I think it's time to go Poliwrath and win the game here. I'm expecting this guy to, although I don't really need to bulk up, but I'm kind of expecting him to full restore here. I'm going to bulk up once because I resist Sharpedo's dual stab, so I'm not too worried. Like, or even Earthquake ain't going to do much after a bulk up. But, so that's kind of the difference between this playthrough and like a more challenging version of Pokemon, like an Emerald Rogue type thing. I don't have Water Absorb, by the way, which is why this Hydro Pump is connecting. Doesn't do anything either. And Brick Break is going to absolutely destroy this Shark. And then we'll see what he's got in the back. Alright, we take the rough skin damage. A little 1800 experience, not bad. And now this last Pokemon is... Oh, actually, it's a Houndoom. That's actually pretty sick. But it's only level 46, so it's going to get cooked by this Brick Break. Slightly surprised that I'm faster, but I guess that's just due to being 8 levels higher. Because Houndoom is, of course, has a higher base speed stat than Poliwrath. But Sydney's such a scrub, he probably didn't even EV train his Pokemon. And that could be like a sassy Houndoom or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, how do you like that? I lost. I'm not surprised. It was fun, so it doesn't matter. Alright, thanks for the 5,000 bucks, buddy. What else you got to say for yourself? Well, listen to what this loser has to say. You've got what it takes to go far. Now, go on to the next room and enjoy your next battle. I will. Because I really didn't enjoy that one too much. It was pretty simple, buddy. I don't know how you're an Elite Four member, but... Alright, in between each of the battles, we'll do the revive and potion thing here in the hallway before we step into the next arena. And now I'm trying to think who to lead for the next fight because it is going to be the ghost type specialist, Phoebe. Who normally, by the way, has 2 repeating Pokemon, as does the next trainer after that, Glacia, the ice type specialist. Now Phoebe normally has 2 Dusclops and 2, what's it called, Banette. So hopefully in this game it's switched up. Again, this is National Dex mode, so as you saw with Sydney, the trainers can have anything in the first 3 generations, like all 386 are available. So I kind of hope she has like a Gengar. That'd be cool to see. But again, there's not very many ghost types in the first 3 generations. Really, the only different thing she could have possibly would be Gengar, Misdreavus, and Shedinja. That's really the only 3 options. So hopefully we see 2 of those 3 and there is no repeating Mons. I mean, Sharpedo's going to be MVP in this fight, obviously with Crunch. Poliwrath wouldn't be great because a lot of ghost types do learn Psychic. Maybe we just lead with the old Pufferfish here, because I do have Shadow Ball and Quillfish, so that's not bad. What's up, Phoebe? How you doing? I'm Phoebe of the Elite Four. I did my training on Mount Pyre. While I trained, I gained the ability to commune with ghost-type Pokemon. Yes, the bond I developed with Pokemon is extremely tight. So come on, just try and see if you can even inflict damage on my Pokemon. Oh, I got some balls coming from the shadows for you, lady. And I got a Crunch on my Shark. This is gonna be a bad day to be a ghost type trainer. She does have a Shedinja. That's classic. Alright, I gotta explain this for people that, you know, aren't hardcore Pokemon fans. You might not have seen this Pokemon before. Basically, the whole gimmick behind Shedinja is it's the only Pokemon in existence that has 1 HP. Like, you could sneeze on this thing and it'll die because it only has 1 HP. Of course, the trick with Shedinja is it has the ability Wonder Guard, which means it can only take damage from super effective attacks. So if I tried to go for Sludge Bomb, it wouldn't do anything because this is a ghost and bug type. So you have to hit it with an fire, rock, flying, dark, ghost. You know, any attacks like that would be super effective. Luckily for me and my Quillfish here, I am packing Shadow Ball. So we will be able to one-shot this thing, obviously. Just the 1 HP. There is other ways to cheese Shedinja with passive damage like Sandstorm or poisoning it with Toxic. Those also get the job done, but... Okay, there's Dusclops, which is... yeah, okay, 51, so this is still her ace. I kind of feel like Shadow Ball might be a 2-hit KO, but Dusclops is really bulky. So I don't know. Let's see how much this does. Maybe? Oh, it's... Okay, it's packing Earthquake. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I forgot Dusclops even gets access to that. Citrus Berry for the win. Let's go. Going back to 85 HP. I still get KO'd another Earthquake, and you have what? Citrus or leftovers? Lefties. Okay. So I definitely do not KO this thing now with a Shadow Ball, unless I got a crit or like a really high roll. I could poison it because Dusclops is kind of annoying to KO. But I think Shadow Ball is the better option, because that would force like a full restore, and then Sharpedo can just crunch it twice for free. Oh, actually almost killed. And I get this Spadef drop, which means Sharpedo might be able to OHKO this thing. Quillfish, we appreciate you, brother. You did your job in this fight. Dusclops is very bulky and hard to KO, so that was pretty good right there. Maybe Sharpedo can clean up from here. Let's see. Now, like, Dusclops is one of the slowest Pokemon of all time, so I'm not worried about getting outsped here, obviously. And Trick Room is not up. So this is the free Crunch. Even if the potion comes out here, it's more so a waste, because this actually might OHKO it. Because of the special defense drop from Shadow Ball there. This is Black Glasses boosted. Let's see what we got. There we go. Clean OHKO. I bet you if I didn't get that Spadef drop, though, with Shadow Ball, he would have lived that. That thing is super tanky. And, okay, she does have Gengar. Nice. That's pretty sick to see. Gengar's a cool Pokemon, but it also dies to Crunch. Tries to cheese me and go for the Hypnosis like a scrub, but 60% accuracy? Not today, big dog. See ya. Alright, what else you got, Phoebe? 2 more mons to go. Probably just Banette and Sableye. Yeah, okay. She does still have the Sableye. Honestly, this thing is Ghost Dark, so it's not... It just takes neutral damage from Dark, but I feel like this is still a 2-hit KO. The Shark's pretty damn strong. Okay, easy money. And Shadow Ball ain't gonna do nothing. That's gonna bounce off. Sableye is more so like a defensive Pokemon. It doesn't have very good offensive stats. And, yeah. Easy money. And I think Shark's going to be able to clean up here. What do we got in the back? You still got your Banette. Okay. That's going to die to a crunch for sure. That was a pretty easy fight. Could have been weird if Gengar would have hit Hypnosis and then like followed it up with a T-Bolt or something, but... Oh darn. I've gone and lost. There's a definite bond between you and your Pokemon, too. I didn't recognize it, so it's only natural that I lost. Yep, I'd like to see how far your bond will carry you. Go ahead, move on to the next room. Aight. Next up, we got the Ice types with Glacia. Now, let's go ahead and revive. Somebody got KO'd. Oh, yeah, Quillfish, that's right. Quillfish is a fire Pokemon. I'm kind of glad that I decided to use it. Because I was thinking about Tentacruel, of course, same typing as Quillfish. I was also considering Ludicolo, but I always use Ludicolo in Hoenn runs. So Quillfish, I think, is also something that's not normally catchable. One of the main reasons I did National Dex Edition, again, I've talked about this a few times, is I really wanted to use Poliwrath in this playthrough, but it's not possible in Vanilla Emerald. I think Quillfish might have been the other one that wasn't possible, so that kind of leaned me into the decision to go for it. Because, you know, in the future, when I replay Emerald again, I won't be able to use Quillfish. Alright. Against Glacia here. Now, she, like Phoebe, normally has 2 duplicate Pokemon, that being Celio and Glalie, I think. So I kind of expect, you know, she can have a lot of options here with Ice types. There could be Lapras, Cloyster, Jinx. A lot of options from Gen 1. Gen 2, it could be like Sneasel and Piloswine. So we'll see. I mean, Poliwrath, you know, fighting destroys Ice type, so Poliwrath's going to be MVP here. I probably lead off... I don't know, maybe just Quillfish, get up a layer of spikes. Why not? That actually seems like a good idea here. Welcome, my name is Glacia of the Elite Four. I've traveled from afar to Hoenn so that I may hone my ice skills. But all I have seen are challenges by weak trainers and their Pokemon. What about you? You're looking at the future champ, lady. It would please me to no end if I could go all out against you. Hit me with your best shot, you know. Come on now. Let me see what you got, Glacia. You got a gold Pokeball in your hand. Not bad. She has a Delibird. That's hilarious. This Pokemon is trash. I will go ahead and get up a layer on this thing. Let's see what you got. Delibird has... oh, it just goes for Hail. Delibird has the Hustle ability, which makes all of your attacks stronger, but at the cost of 80% accuracy instead of 100. But Delibird has garbage stats as well, so I'm not really worried about this thing damaging me. We just two-shot it probably with Sludge Bomb. And maybe even Oko it, because that's how bad its stats are. Okay. Anyway, we get up a free layer of spikes at the cost of Hail. She does also have a Piloswine, which is pretty cool. I like Piloswine. I got an idea, too. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but Piloswine is a ground and ice type Pokemon, right? So it's going to be trying to rip an EQ against my poison type Quillfish. So we can go out to the Pelican, dodge the EQ, and KO it back with a Water Pulse. Easy prediction. If Glacia had the sauce, she would have went for Icicle Crash there. No, I'm kidding. Icicle Crash is not an attack that existed back in Gen 3. I just felt like saying that. Luckily, we connect Water Pulse on Piloswine because it does have the ability Snow Cloak. It's not quite strong enough to take it out, though. And he gets up the light screen. Wonderful. Okay, well, a couple things we can do here. This thing is super slow as well, so I could switch to Poliwrath. it'll be a free switch because the full restore is coming out. And then I could bulk up the subsequent turn because I outspeed it. And because of the bulk up defense boost, Earthquake really wouldn't do that much. And then Brick Break, oddly enough, is the one fighting attack that does destroy screens, because I don't want that light screen up here. Even though it's only going to last for like 3 more turns after this turn, I don't even want to deal with that. So we bulk up here so that we don't take as much damage from Earthquake. And hopefully it doesn't go for Hail, and that way we make sure we connect the next attack perfect. I will trade Earthquake for Hail here. And we'll go ahead and shatter this light screen and hopefully pick up an Oko, because this is at +1 and it's super effective, so it probably should. Yeah. Piloswine has decent bulk though, but you never know. And maybe at +1 we might be able to sweep through the rest of the team. Never mind, you have a Jinx. Jinx is faster and it would KO me with Psychic. But you know what? I got something for Psychic. Switch into the Shark for 0 damage here. Since we're being a dark type, we're immune to psychic moves. But this Jinx decides to kiss my Shark instead of attack it with Psychic. That's just wonderful. What do you even have to hit me with, though? I'm about to just stay in and see if I can wake up in like 2 turns. Oh, that's bad. That's actually bad. I mean, Ice Beam still doesn't kill because I resist it, but I'm now at -2 special defense. I'm gonna see if I wake up here. Damn it. This Ice Beam is gonna hurt a lot. But it's kind of whatever. I didn't really want to switch into an Ice Beam either with anybody. Yeah. Alright, let's risk it for the biscuit and see if we wake up on turn 3. If not, just a free switch into somebody else. Let's go. Sharpedo the GOAT. Coming in clutch. Now hopefully this kills though. Jinx does have... Okay. Jinx has a pretty good special defense stat. It has a horrendous physical defense though. But I would have needed like a free switch into Swampert to Earthquake it. Alright, here's Glalie. I think at this point I take a little bit of chip. And we'll go for Waterfall, see if we get a flinch. Then I could 1v1 it, but if not, no flinch, I'll go down here, but I'll get a little bit of chip. And then we can revenge kill it. Again, I'm at -2 special defense after Jinx cried. And that's why that Ice Beam's gonna KO me. Alright, let's go... I'm actually curious if I'm faster. Let's just go Poliwrath and punch this thing right in the face. This is one of the ugliest Pokemon of all time. I hate this thing. She decides to go for Spikes, which is interesting because I'm probably not going to switch out the rest of the battle. I'm assuming it's just going to be Walrein here in the back because we've seen the same Ace Pokemon on the other 2 trainers. Yeah, it is. I could just stay in and 2-shot this thing with Brick Break. Easy money. Give me the crit one time. Let's just end this right here, right now. Come on. Dang. Whatever. I take Ice Beams all day. That don't matter. And regardless if you potion up here, yeah, Brick Break, as we know, that did like 65%, so it's still a 2-shot. And we're faster, so this battle is over. And it's time to move on to the 4th and final Elite Four member, which is Drake, the master of Dragon-type Pokemon. Which will, I mean, that will be the hardest of the 4 fights, because Dragons are a very, very strong type. Borderline broken back in the first 5 generations of Pokemon. It was up until Gen 6 when they introduced Fairy types to kind of balance how strong Dragons were. The all-consuming heat overwhelms. It is no surprise that my icy skills failed to harm you. Yeah, I'm not surprised either, honestly. Advance to the next room, and there, confirm the truly fearsome side of the Pokemon League. Now, this fight will be tough, but keep in mind we do have 2 Pokemon that know Ice Beam. With Starmie, who is even... Starmie hasn't even seen the field yet in the Elite Four. And Sharpedo, who I think I'll lead off with. Basically, we're going to lead with the Shark, just spam Ice Beam until Sharpedo dies, and then we switch in Starmie and just finish off the rest of the fights with Ice Beam. Let's go ahead and bring this Shark back to life. I'll rip a Max Revive, because why not? Saves time. And then I have a couple Pokemon that are barely damaged, but I'm just going to rip Hyper Potions as well. I still have a bunch. I could have got away with a regular potion right there if I had one, but and kind of same for Pelipper. Yeah, they were both only needed 18. Regular potions give you 20. All right. I mean, this should be hard, but I'm gonna go in here full confident because I think I can just sweep with Ice Beam between these two Pokemon. But let's find out. I am the last of the Pokemon League Elite Four, Drake, the Dragon Master. In their natural state, Pokemon are wild, living things. They are free. At times they hinder us, at times they help us. For us to battle with Pokemon as partners, do you know what it takes? Oh yeah, buddy. I'm about to show you right now. Do you know what is needed? If you don't, then you will never prevail over me. I'm about to freeze your ass, buddy. You are not even going to see this coming. I got a Shark and a Starfish. Altaria, 4x weak to Ice. See ya. The thing about Dragon types up until Gen 3, right? There's really only like 5 Dragon type Pokemon. And all but one of them are 4x weak to Ice type. Because you have Altaria, Salamence, Dragonite. All 3 are Dragon flying. Then the 4th one is Flygon in this game, who is Ground Dragon. Again, 4x weak to Ice. And the only other dragon, the 5th one, is Kingdra, who is Water Dragon, of course, being neutral. But the rest, like, all of these guys are just going to get absolutely cooked by an Ice Beam here. Altaria is somewhat bulky, so I wouldn't be surprised if it took one, but like, Dragonite doesn't have multi-skill yet as an ability, so that's going to die. Flygon, Salamence, yeah, if Altaria can't take one, I don't think anybody else can. We're just going to have to muscle our way through Kingdra. By the way, I'm going to assume that there's only 5 Dragon-type Pokemon. I'm going to assume he has them all. Normally, he has Salamence's middle Evo, Shelgon. So I feel like, if anything, that's going to be swapped out for Dragonite. That's like the only one of the 5 that he doesn't normally have. Oh, Mence actually lived the Ice Beam. That's kind of surprising. And has Brick Break. Damn it. Alright, Sharpedo's not going to take that, I don't think. Oh. I spoke too soon. And I get the KO with Rough Skin. Let's go. That's actually pretty funny. And he's trying to learn Agility. Obviously, I don't need that, but... Alright. Because I find the low HP beep in this game to be very annoying, I'm just going to click Double Edge and KO myself with the recoil here. Because I genuinely think that Sharpedo could OHKO everything with Ice Beam. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to that low HP beep the whole time. So we're going to go into Starmie and just clean up the rest of the battle here. Starmie is a lot stronger offensively than Sharpedo is too. So I have no doubt that, like, even though Sharpedo was kind of iffy if it could get an OHKO with Ice Beam, I'm fairly confident Starmie can destroy everything with that attack. Flygon, no chance. No chance of living here, buddy. And then let's see if it's Kingdra in the back. But either way, it's like a 5-on-1. Like, Kingdra is not... it's not going to run through my team. So we have officially conquered the Elite Four. And now that just leaves one battle standing between us and the Hall of Fame. Oh, nice. We get a special defense drop, which is kind of fire. Rain Dance is going to allow Kingdra to outspeed me the subsequent turn here because it has the ability Swift Swim, which doubles its speed. But that don't matter because Dragon Breath ain't going to do half. It might paralyze me. Okay, we're good. Alright. One battle to go. Who has the stronger water-type team? Do we have it, or does Wallace have it? Let's find out. Superb, it should be said. Short and sweet and to the point. I like it. You deserve every credit for coming this far as a trainer of Pokemon. You do seem to know what is needed. Yes, what a trainer needs is a virtuous heart. Pokemon touch the good hearts of trainers and learn good from wrong. They touch the good hearts of trainers and grow strong. For an old man, he's got some pretty good rhymes. Go onwards. The champion is waiting. Will do, sir. Alright, now we got the super long hallway before the champion's room here. And Oh, good thing I'm recording because it looks like there were some drop frames. Not bad, though. Alright. Let's use a max revive on the shark again. And then potion on Starmie, and that's all we need. Now this is going to be a tough fight. Mainly because it's 6 water types against 6 water types, right? But I feel like it is a pretty cool way to finish off the game here. You know, see who's got the stronger squad. I think I'm going to lead Pelipper. Now, normally this guy leads a Whale Lord, which just kind of clicks Water Spout, which is a very powerful water attack if it's at full HP. So, I mean, I could go Starmie for the Thunderbolt, but I think I'd rather go Pelipper, because it's not as useful as Starmie. I'd rather clean up the game with that. And Pelipper can hit, you know, a potential Whale Lord lead with, like, Shockwave and whatnot. Now, one other thing I'm thinking about, because he does have access to water types from all 3 of the gens, I'm kind of halfway expecting a Lantern, and I got to be careful. Because Lantern does get access to Volt Absorb. Now, you know, normally he has I think a Wish Cache or a Quagsire, one of the 2 other water ground types. But I think he's going to have a water ground type, but on top of that, he'll also probably have a Volt Absorb. I mean, there's a good chance, a Volt Absorb Lantern to help his team out, you know, cover that electric weakness. I feel like leading with my Pelican. Well, let's just get after it. Wallace, it's time, brother. Welcome, dude. That incident in Sutopolis City, that was superb work. Putting an end to that crisis all by yourself. At your service. Oops. It wouldn't be fair to say that you alone ended the crisis. You overcame that difficult situation by working as one with your Pokemon. We trainers raise Pokemon by giving them items and by teaching them new techniques for battle. But we ourselves also learn many things from Pokemon. And this is where your achievements were put to the test, against what others like you have achieved. Now, who can most elegantly dance with their Pokemon in Hoenn? Show me right here and now. Buddy, I'll tell you one thing, I ain't gonna dance with my Pokemon. I battle with my Pokemon. So you can sit here and have your little dance party with your Ludicolo, but I'm gonna be dishing out that damage, and I'm taking the title of champion right now. He has a duck. Not bad. Alright. Well, again, I think just Shockwave this thing for a little bit of chip. Pelipper's offensive stats aren't great, as everybody knows. So this is probably going to be like a 3-hit KO, but I'm not really worried about what Golduck could do to me. Best it could hit me with is Psychic, but I guess... well, that's not very good damage. I guess a rain-boosted Hydro Pump would actually hurt a lot. Probably would do... like, because Psychic... Golduck's pure water, right? Psychic doesn't get the stab bonus. But, of course, I resist Hydro Pump, but in the rain, it probably does more than Psychic would. But I also don't really have anybody to switch into a Hydro Pump. So I'm just going to stay in and Shockwave this thing again. He withdraws into a ground type, or what? He does have a Lantern. Okay. Okay, and yeah, obviously Volt Absorb. Okay. Well played, Wallace. I see you, big dog. Now, this is a very obvious electric attack coming out here because my Pelipper is 4x weak to it. Please click Thunderbolt and don't click Hydro Pump as I switch into Swampert, because that's going to hurt a lot. I mean, you're looking at a Pelican, man. You got to click T-Bolt, right? Come on, Land. You don't have the sauce to predict the switch. That's what I thought. Goes for Thunder. Okay. Let's see if he's smart enough. Normally, this guy does have a Gyarados, so let's see if he's smart enough to make that switch on a very obvious Earthquake. Just stays in and goes for Surf, which will do a lot because the rain's up. Not that much, and this thing is going to get cooked. Absolutely destroyed by this Earthquake. This thing's at 56, too. That's pretty high level. I think normally his ace is Melodic at level 58, so let's see if it's still Melodic, or let's see if a Pokemon comes out at level 58. That would be his ace. Tentacruel. Why would you switch this in when I could just go for Earthquake? Well, I'm slower, though. Okay, with the rain still up, I probably died a Hydro Pump, which is why he sent this out. Additionally, he might go... no, Sludge Bomb... no, he can't Sludge Bomb into Swampert. I feel like this is just a Hydro Pump, right? Let me go back to Pelipper, probably the most useless in this fight. I don't know. Pelipper just has like the best defenses. It is a Hydro Pump. See, that would have destroyed Swampert right there. Assuming it connects. Hydro Pump only has 80 accuracy, but that did a lot of damage right there. Now, Tentacruel has a very good special defense stat. So Shockwave being not stab into a Pokemon with good special defense, I feel like Aerial Ace might do a little bit more. Sludge Bomb's gonna hurt too. Yeah. Wait, do I take another one that's actually kind of close? I think I do. Aerial Ace didn't do anything, by the way. It's crazy. Goes for Pump, but misses. Okay. I would have lived another one. That's why he did that. That might be in range where Starmie could kill it with Psychic. Poliwrath can't really touch this thing. Interesting. Swampert's the best with Earthquake, but it's too slow. Let me just Aerial Ace again. Goes for Pump and connects this time. That kills me, even outside of rain. It doesn't. Pelipper. You're so clutch, man. I love this Pokemon. Let's go. He withdraws. Okay. Okay. Into Omastar. He doesn't normally have Omastar. I'm going to try to hit this thing with a Shockwave on the way out the door, but Pelipper, you've been great throughout this whole run. This is the last time you get to shine right here. Show me a little bit of damage, man. Come on. Do something for us on your way out. That's good damage right there. Thank you. We go down to Surf. Okay. Ludicolo would have been great here, but again, we don't have one. We do have Poliwrath. We can bulk up with Poliwrath. Swampert would probably be faster than this, because this Pokemon does get Swift Swim, but the rain is not active right now. Additionally, Starmie could cook it with a T-Bolt, but I think I need to save Starmie. We need to save it for Tentacruel. Poliwrath, I think, is the best play in this situation, actually. I don't know, it's kind of tough. Like, I feel like Poliwrath should be faster and can KO it with Brick Break. But then where would I go from... Should have clicked Bulk Up. Whatever. Brick Break should kill from this range, I think. Bro gets the double, of course. Whatever. You ain't getting a triple, Chief. Yeah, he didn't even try. Alright, please tell me that picks it off. Alright, perfect. How many Mons does he have left? He has the Golduck that switched out, the Tentacruel, and then 2 more Pokemon that we don't know about. Okay, well, Tentacruel is kind of annoying. Let me see if I can get like a cheeky paralysis on it. Oh, he has Giga Drain. What? Why didn't you use that against Swampert? That's kind of sus right there. Give me the para. No para? Okay. I'm going to do this again, but the next Body Slam is going to bring him into red health, at which point a full restore is going to come out. So like a paralysis here is kind of pointless. I would take a crit though. It would get rid of it. Damn. We get the para too. That's alright. Let's just Body Slam again. I have 2 more chances to get another paralysis. We got one right here, and then we do live 1 more Giga Drain. So that'd be a second opportunity to get a paralysis. Oh, you go Sludge Bomb though. That might get rid of me. It doesn't. Wow. Yeah. That was kind of weird. He probably should have just went Giga Drain. It looked like it was doing a little bit more. We'll take it. I'm going to stay in and I'll let myself go down to Giga Drain here. Sludge Bomb again. Alright, Starmie easily cleans up from this range. I need to go into something that's faster. Like, I can't go to Swampert. Especially now that he has Giga Drain. That's pretty sketch. I was already staring down the face of this Tentacruel, but it went for Hydro Pump on Swampert when I switched out. That's really weird. Anyway, this thing's a threat. It's got to die to Psychic right now. And then I got to remember you got Golduck in the back, and then well, Golduck could come out next. And there's 2 other Pokemon I don't know about. Kingdra, okay. Ooh, that's tough. Do I go for Psychics to try to get like a Spadef drop? Now, we were just in this situation against the previous Elite Four member with Drake. And Psychic did two-shot because I got a Spit F drop, but this one is a much higher level. And actually, this is his ace right here at 58. Oh, he might not have a Melodic this go-around. But what is Kingdra really going to do to me, right? Let's rip a Psychic and see how much it does. And I'm kind of curious if he sets up Rain just like the previous Kingdra did. You just raw Surf. Outside of Rain, that's not going to do that much. But I am Rash Nature, so it does do a good chunk, actually. I'm just going to do it again, because and that's a clean 3-shot, and I don't... I mean, even if you set up Rain here, I would still live another one, yeah. So this Kingdra can't outspeed me outside of Rain. Oh, he does Potion it. Okay, interesting. It's very close if I go down to the next Surf or not. This sucks that I never got a Spit F drop, but it's to be expected. That would be really lucky if I got one. This is really close to finishing me off here. Let's see. It doesn't even finish me off. Okay. How many full restores does this guy have, man? What a scrub. Whatever. I'm just going to have to revenge kill it with Sharpedo's Crunch. After these, oh, we get a crit. Fire. Never mind. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's already used 3 full restores. If he busted out a 4th one right there, that would have been pretty cheap. Not going to lie. Alright, what else you got? You got a Golduck and something. You send out Golduck. Honestly, I'm just going to rip a T-Bolt. I don't see any reason not to. If he sends this out and then goes to a Water Ground type, he would be shiced for that play, but yeah, he doesn't have the sauce to do that. I don't think this kills Golduck though. It probably does like 60. Yeah, did like 70%. Okay. Good job, Starmie. Good job. Now I can go to Sharpedo and hopefully outspeed this thing, and then it's like a 3-on-1 with whatever he's got in the back. But Kingdra was his ace. I think we might be good, but we'll have to see who's in the back there. He has a 4th full restore. This guy is such a scrub. Whatever, dude. Give me a Spit F drop right here. That way I ensure the 2-shot. Yeah, it's not going to get it without that. 4 full restores. You're an absolute potato, Wallace. All that just to get 1 Surf off, basically. Which is annoying, because now Sharpedo could probably get revenged by whatever his last mon is. Whatever. We're in the driver's seat as long as this is not... I don't know. Who would be like the worst Pokemon to see right here? I mean, Kyogre. He better not have a Kyogre. Okay, it's just a Slowbro. Let's go. Fire Pokemon, by the way. Slowbro is in my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. Across every generation. But in this case, we got a Shark, and Slowbro has way better physical defense than it does have Spit F, so this might OHKO. Well, you know, Slowbro is very, very bulky, so I'm not surprised, but goes for the Calm Mind because it probably doesn't have any attacks really that can hit me, besides Surf and Ice Beam because it can't go for Psychic. And thankfully, he does not have 5 full restores, and we win. There we go, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the new champion of Hoenn, with one of the strongest water-type squads ever assembled. Fire. Easy money, baby. I, the champion, fall in defeat. I just bumped my keyboard again. That could have been bad. That was a wonderful work. You were elegant, infuriatingly so. And yet, it was utterly glorious. Kudos to you, dude. You are a truly noble Pokemon trainer. I know. The Pokemon you sent into battle, at times they danced like a spring breeze, and at times they struck like lightning. It was with light, yet sure-footed elegance that you led your Pokemon. Even I felt bedazzled by your masterful performance. This guy's got a very large vocabulary, much better than mine. You now stand at the glorious peak of the Pokemon League. I now proclaim you to be the new Hoenn region. You didn't even get to finish. Of course, May has to, like, you know, interrupt the moment here. Dude! What, May? Here's some advice before you challenge the champion. Bruh. Huh? Wait, what? Dude, could it be that it's already over? See? What did I tell you, May? Didn't I tell you you don't need to worry about dude? Dude, you finally done it. Firm handshakes, Birch. Appreciate you, brother. When I heard you defeated your own father at the Petalburg gym on the 3rd try. Whoops. I thought perhaps you had a chance. But to think you've actually become the champion. Ah, yes. What became of your Pokedex? About that, Birch, I kind of forgot that part of the journey. I basically just only caught water-type Pokemon. Here, let me see. So you've seen 153 Pokemon, but you've only caught 16. Whoops. I guess you're getting the hang of it, but it gets harder from here. No, it doesn't. I got Master Balls. On a nationwide basis, you've seen 277 Pokemon, and you've caught 21. Not bad. Anyways, congratulations. Now, go proudly into the final room. Dude, now let me rephrase that properly. The new champion. That sounds a lot better. Come with me. What? Okay, May, nobody invited you to the party. What are you doing? I'm sorry, but from here on, only those trainers who have become champions may enter. You'll have to wait outside with Birch. Hold this L, May. I'm just joking. That's okay. That's the rule. Are you serious or not, Wallace? What are we doing here? Dude, honestly, congratulations. Oh, wait, that's May talking. Never mind. Come on, man. Stop your yapping and get me in there to the Hall of Fame already. This room. This is where we keep records of the Pokemon that prevailed through harsh battles. It is here that the League Champions are honored. Come on, let's record your name as a trainer who triumphed over the Pokemon League, and the names of the partners who battled with you. Kind of curious what the playtime is going to say here. Like, did I beat it in less than 10 hours type thing? I don't think so. Nah, it's more like 12 to 14 hours, I think. Alright, there's Big Pelly right there. The GOAT. Poliwrath, you already know. Old Pert, aka team player. Little Quillfish. Definitely a very integral part to the team right there. Our Shark, of course. Crunching everything in sight. And finally, the Starfish. Probably arguably the strongest member of the squad. What a team right there, huh? Let's go. And then, what do we got for the playtime? Okay, 19 hours and 40 minutes. That almost took 20 hours. That's crazy. Alright. Anyway, we'll sit through the credits here real quick, but it did save, so I could just reset if I wanted to. I don't know if I can like fast forward this for how long it takes, but I'm just like schmobbing on my bike to get home. Like, hey mom, look what I just did. I guess, oh, it's gonna show like everybody we caught along the way. Oh wait, well Lord, you weren't supposed to see that yet. And Relicanth. It's also going to show you a Smeargle, but we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, right there. I guess I can explain that now while we're waiting. But first, you know, I did what I said back in, I don't know, episode 7 or something when we fought the 5th gym against our dad, Norman. I took 2 L's on the first 2 attempts against my dad there. Well, we finally beat him on the third try again. Shoutouts to Board for the recommendations of putting Dig on Marshtomp. And at that point I said, hey, I'm going to go through the rest of this game and never take another L. And we did. Which is not bad. It got a little dicey at times. There was something towards the end of Victory Road. The fight got a little sketch with like a double slacking. Again, slacking is like the the biggest thing, like the biggest threat to my team. Always gave me problems. But, again, I kind of did it to myself because I went into that Norman fight with just, like, everybody on the team having Water Gun. Like, nobody actually had good attacks. I really thought about, like, putting Brick Break and evolving into Poliwrath before that fight, but I was like, nah, I don't even need to. Marshtomp can just win. But I did kind of sell not putting Dig on Marshtomp for the first attempt. Second attempt, we almost had Norman, but, it was actually very, very close. But then we finally got him on the 3rd try. But anyways, back to what you just saw there, it was showing all the Pokemon that I caught. And you might have noticed a Wailord, a Relicanth, and a Smeargle. I didn't catch any of those 3 Pokemon. in between recordings on, between part 13 and this episode, part 14, I went and, when I was in PKX adding more rare candies and Master Balls, I also added those 3 Pokemon to my box because they're about to play an important role in the story here. Smeargle actually doesn't matter for the story, but the reason I had to add Smeargle was because, well, I could have really added anything, but basically, in order to catch the entire Reggie trio of Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, and Reggie Steel, which I'm about to do here shortly, you need a Pokemon with Dig. Now, of course, you only get 1 copy of Dig throughout your playthrough. And as you know, I got the TM for Dig, and I used it on Marshtomp. But then, like a scrub, a few episodes ago, I overwrote Dig when I taught Earthquake. And let's just see if this resets back to the beginning. Okay, perfect. Now, one of the 3 Reggies, I think it's actually... no, it's not for any of them. It's just to start that side quest. You need a Pokemon with Dig. And I have no way of getting that back, since I deleted it off Swampert for Earthquake. So I was thinking about, you know, I need to add somebody to the team that can learn Dig, and Smeargle can learn anything, so I just randomly went with that. Additionally, I put on Smeargle, you'll see shortly, I put like Rock Smash and Flash. We had those attacks on Starmie and Sharpedo, respectively. But I don't want to put those attacks back at this point, so I just threw Rock Smash, Dig, and Flash all onto Smeargle, and we're going to need that for the Reggie quest. In addition to, Relicanth and Wailord are actually the key. We'll get into that shortly. Oh, Dad's actually chilling at the house here. What up, Pops? Hey, it's Dude. Yeah. He said that like he didn't recognize me or something. I mean, I am the champ now. You know, world champ difference. You kind of carry more aura at this point than I did the first time around. It's been a while since I saw you, but you look stronger somehow. That's the impression I get. But your old man hasn't given up yet. Oh yes, I have something for you. This came from someone named Mr. Briny. That's my buddy from back in like episode 2. We get the SS ticket, which we can now finally ride the boat. A ticket for a ferry. If I recall, there are ferry ports in Slateport and Lily Cove. That's true, there is. I better get back to Petalburg Gym. Mom, thanks for looking out after the house while I'm away. Why did he call her Mom? Anyway, we're just gonna forget that happened. He should have said like honey or something like that, you know? He straight up called Mom, Mom. That's weird. That dad of yours, he comes home for the first time in a while, but all he talks about is Pokemon. What a nerd. He should relax and stay a little longer. Nah, he's got business to take care of. AKA kicking Wally's ass for probably the 20th time. Because you know that scrub ain't good enough to get 5 badges. Is that a breaking news story? What could it be? We bring you this emergency news flash. In various Hoenn locales, there have been reports of a colored Pokemon in flight. The identity of this Pokemon is currently unknown. We now return you to the regular movie program. Okay. Dude, did you catch that? What color did the announcer say that Pokemon was? I don't know, it was like, kind of glitched out. Okay, so, jokes aside, this is where you make the decision on, well, you only get to pick which one you want to catch between Latios, which is red in color, and Latios, which is blue. Of course, I have the ability to catch both in this game because we have that special ticket. But here, we're going to pick which one is the roaming Pokemon. So I'm going to pick red in this situation because I want Latios to be roaming. That way I can ensure that I catch Latios when we go to Southern Island, because Latios is stronger offensively. Latios is more defensive. Well, isn't that something? There are still unknown Pokemon. Indeed. So hopefully that works, and when we go to Southern Island, we actually encounter the blue version Latios. Well, well, dude. That was good work out there. I knew there was something special about you when I first saw you, but I never expected this. Oh yes, do you still have that Pokedex I gave you? Yeah, man, like 5 minutes ago you just appraised it and told me how bad I was doing. I have something to show you. Let's go to my lab. Well, this is weird. He's gonna like upgrade it to national mode, but that's what I've already had. That's normally what happens here. Now, Dude and May, I've had the two of you help me study Pokemon. Thanks to your help, new facts are coming to light. It appears that the Hoenn region, there are also Pokemon from other regions. Wow! It goes to show how rich and varied the natural environments of Hoenn happen to be. That's why I think it's necessary for me to upgrade your Pokedex to the National mode. Here, let me see your Pokedex units. Okay, well this is kind of weird because we've already had that since the start of the game, but I guess, you know, they still just kept it in here. It's so cool that even my Pokedex is getting updated. Man, shut up, May. It's because you went out and caught so many Pokemon, dude. I caught like 16, as we saw. Anyway, let's take this upgrade here and let's get on with the legendary quest. Okay, all done. Thanks, Birch. But listen, you've become the champion, but your Pokemon journey isn't over. There is no end to the road that is Pokemon. Somewhere there's a grassy patch that's just waiting for you. Sounds exciting. Alright. I guess I'm sending this to voicemail. Who is it? Actually, it could be Scott. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Hi, dude. It's me, Scott. I'm aboard the SS Tidal now. It feels great to be on the sea. By the way, there's this place that I'd like you to invite you for a visit. If you're interested, board a ferry at either Slateport or Lily Cove. I'll fill you in on the details when we meet. I'll be waiting. I was gonna send that call to voicemail because I thought it was like youngster Joey about his Rattata, but I kind of forgot about it. Scott always calls you at that spot. What I was starting to say was I'm gonna score to Repel real quick and see if I can just run into Latios. But again, like due to time constraints, I'm probably not going to. I'm not gonna seek out this capture here. But in case I do find it, that's why I needed 12 Master Balls. You basically just gotta run back and forth on the routes to trigger the movement. It can only be on one route at a time. It's kind of like the same thing when you track down the legendary beasts in Johto. Let's get the mileage here out of the Repel, and then we'll keep it pushing with the regularly scheduled programming. Okay, that was it. All right, we're gonna go to. Well, actually, now if I do the Reggie quest first, which I might do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to switch up my team, and I gotta bring those like 3 idiots with me. Yo, what up, Rebel? How you doing, man? I'm about to go. I just became the champion of the Hoenn region. I'm about to run around and catch some legendaries here. How you doing, man? I hope everything's been good. Alright, let's take out this fat whale, this rocky fish, and this beagle-looking thing. For show. Alright, we need... I'm gonna need Starmie for the dive. I need Pelipper for fly. So I guess we'll get rid of Quillfish. We'll get rid of, hold on. Sharpedo. We don't need Waterfall. Oh, okay. That's what's up. And I'll deposit Poliwrath too. We have to bring Pert with us. Alright, now I'm probably going to botch this a few times. But, we're going to spray Repel and go surfing over this way. Now, I haven't done the Reggie quest in years, so I have a web page open here to kind of help me remember some stuff. Mainly because I can't read the, like, the braille text when you get in the cave. But this is probably going to take a few attempts to try to land on this certain dive spot. Don't put me into a battle, man. Come on. Who is this scrub? I probably should update the sprites on my team, but I don't care. I'm not going to go download them. No shot this guy has 6 Magikarps too. This is lame. Well, while I'm destroying all these dumbass fish, I'm going to kind of ignore the game for a minute. But Rebel, if you're still in here, man, it's good to see you. I hope all's going well. And I hope whatever your new job is, that it's going good. Well, he does have a Gyarados. Not bad. Super low levels, though. This is going to be kind of pointless. Alright, so I think after we do the Reggie trio here, which is kind of the most tedious one, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Try to catch and find these guys. Probably going to do Groudon and Kyogre next, and then maybe Rayquaza, and then maybe we take the boat to deal with the other 4 legendaries. Oh yeah, I'm chilling as well. I mean, you know, doing the best I can. I'm trying to, you know, be on here and be positive and whatnot. But, you know, real life struggles. Financially, things are tough. I'm kind of going through it right now, but just pushing through. I'm surprised this guy actually has all these Gyarados and not just a bunch of Magikarps. Times are tough, man. You just got to keep on pushing. Alright, this fight is extremely lame. I really wish this guy wasn't in this spot. But whatever. Oh, man. Mindlessly spam Shockwave here. And then I do have to go to the Battle Frontier because we got to get that other key item that will allow us to go find Deoxys too. Now I think the 3 original mythicals, they are like everything is obtainable in this game, but I don't know. I couldn't find where to get like Mew, Celebi, and Jirachi. I think Jirachi is actually like a trade Pokemon at the Battle Frontier, but that's not as cool. You know, I'd rather catch them with a Pokeball. So I'm not gonna bother like going to get Mew, Celebi, and Jirachi. I might actually make some saves here. Well, I don't need to at this point, but because I really don't know where to go. Let's see. I feel like I should probably be higher up on this spot here. Little protein for the road. That's good, that's good. Let me save at this point. I will utilize like the reset button. It's just gonna be way faster than flying back to Pacific Log and doing this over and over again. Until I figure it out. Because even though I've played through Hoenn probably 20 times in my career. Okay, that was... Actually, maybe this is the right way, but I think I gotta be down lower. Even though I've played through Hoenn like 20 times in my career, right? It's, Actually, never mind. I think it is from this spot right here. I just don't know if it's like right here or one spot up. I don't normally go after the Reggies because they're not very good. And I'm not much of a legendary guy myself either, you know. I like to use lesser popular Pokemon. But, of course, I did this back in the day when I was a kid, right? Like, I've done it a couple times, but... You know, of the 20 times I've probably played through Hoenn, I've probably done the Reggie quest like twice. Because, again, it's just not... Oh, I did get it first try. Not bad. I could have even been one tile up. Alright. So we gotta dive down here and let's go ahead and decipher this Braille. Although, again, I can't read it, so I'm gonna use the webpage that I got open here. So we come to this underwater trench. And, we're gonna surf somewhere down here and there's another cave, okay. So let me see how my party's organized, because that does matter. Alright, good. It's not organized correctly. Because I'm actually curious. I want to try this out. When I first did this as a kid, like, I knew the order, because I went to Cerebi and looked up the thing. But, oh, right. This translates to go up here. So you can tell, like, the first word's 2 letters, second word 2 letters. You can see the spacing. But this one translates to go up here. So now we resurface off of the dive with Starmie. And then now we're in the sealed chamber with a whole bunch of Braille on all these rocks, but none of these are important. I think just the one in the back here is. I'm not going to sit here and read this, but I mean, it's cool, like, lore. You know, if you actually read all these, but ain't nobody got time for that, man. We're on a mission to get this done in under 2 hours, which I don't think is going to happen, but what does this one translate to? Actually, that's not even the right one, is it? Hold on, I gotta get over this webpage here. The poem explains it all, but... I don't even know... Nah, this is all... That's only 2 words. It's supposed to... Okay. It's supposed to be something that says first comes Wailord, and then comes Relicanth. So basically what you have to do here is put Wailord into the first spot in the party and Relicanth all the way on bottom. And then let's see if this opens the door. But, or wait, maybe... Oh, this is where I dig, actually. I messed up. Okay, so maybe that's what this says. This must translate to dig here with an exclamation mark, maybe, or I get maybe. Okay, so I messed up. It's the next room that does that. Anyway, I missed it. Let's try this. I think that's what you're supposed to do. And this is why I needed another Pokemon with dig, since I overrode it on Swampert. I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember this at all. Okay, that did work. So now let's see. Let me take Wailord out of the front spot, because I don't want to trigger the event until I show off the text. So that must have said dig something, maybe dig here, with an exclamation mark. I don't know. Again, a whole bunch of more Braille here to read, but we're only interested in this one. Oh, here we go. Okay. Right, so this must say first. The front line would be first comes Wailord is the whole second line. And then it would say that the third line would be then comes and followed by Relicanth on the final line. So that's why nothing's happening right now. So if we switch Wailord to the first spot and leave Relicanth last, it should trigger an earthquake. Let's see. Maybe I have to read it again. There we go. Which is just making the sound of the truck that backs up when you first start the game. It's kind of funny. It sounded as if a door opened somewhere far away. So that now opens the doors to all three of the sealed chambers, which I didn't showcase them before. Oh, wait. Of course I can't fly here. What am I doing? Let me just rip an escape rope. Let's see if it puts me somewhere where I could fly. Close enough. I should have showed off what the sealed chambers look like closed, but basically there's just a little hole entrance where we can walk into them now once we go to the 3 locations. But of course it's not that simple. You still have to do very specific tasks in order to open the door where the Reggies are sealed behind. So let's go ahead and start off with how about Regirock? Regirock, by the way, is my favorite of the 3. Registeel is the best of the 3 competitively, and then no one cares about the Iceberg, Regice. Ice is just a garbage typing, especially defensively. Like, Ice is a very, very bad typing. And actually, I don't think I need to leave Wailord in front anymore. I might need to, but let's throw Pert out there. So the kind of the thing with the 3 Reggies, and I need to repel as well, is Regirock is really good physically defensive, and then Regice excels with the high special defense stat. And I've never fought these trainers actually, so we're gonna have to do this. Oh, I guess I did. I don't remember coming in the desert. I guess I did that like a couple weeks ago, back in episode 5 or 6 or whatever it was. Alright, so here's Regirock's sealed chamber. Now, Regirock, physical defense, Regice, special defense, Registeel, kind of, equal defenses on both sides. Registeel, however, is the best of the 3 competitively because it is steel type. And therefore it cannot get poisoned, right? Like I said, the best way to chip down bulky Pokemon is by toxic poisoning them, which you can do to Regirock and Regice, but you can't do it to Registeel. So that always made Registeel the best of the 3 competitively. But in terms of like looks and even competitive use, I've always preferred Regirock, although it's not as good. Okay, so Regirock's chamber here. I can't read this, but it basically translates to left, left, down, down, then use Rock Smash. Very niche, but okay, let's go left, left, down, down. And even though there's no rock to smash, when we go to Smeargle here and click this, it should open the door. Again, this is more so to showcase for people who don't know. I'm sure people are fast forwarding through this, right? Because they're like, dude, I know how to do this. It's not the point, man. I'm doing a casual playthrough for those who don't know. Well, let's catch this big rocky boy here. Start off our legendary side quest. Kind of a fire battle theme, you know? Imagine if I find like a shiny one, that'd be pretty fire. But again, I don't care about shiny Pokemon, but I'm just thinking for somebody who watches this on YouTube, they'll be like, no way! Dude found a shiny! Alright, bruh. You know? Again, for the sake of pacing, we're just going to be slinging Master Balls at all these legendaries here. Because ain't nobody got time to do it authentically. The Rock Peak Pokemon. 5'7", 507 pounds. Absolute unit. This guy could be our starting defensive tackle if we needed him to be. Now, the reason why I say Regice is the worst of the three, even though it has really good special defense, it's just Ice is such a garbage typing, especially defensively speaking. It's a great offensive type, but a bad defensive type. Well, I guess speaking of Regice, let's just go do that. So Regice is located about somewhere around here on Route 105, so you can either access it by surfing down from Petalburg or up from Dewford. Let's just go back to Dewford. But, you know, like a pure Ice type, of course, is weak to Fire, Fighting, Steel. Like it just has way too many Rock. There's too many weaknesses for Ice types. So I don't, you know, that's why I don't think he's very good. But, you know, there's got to be some people out there that think I'm trying to avoid all these battles. we don't got time for that. Actually, I probably already fought that guy, but whatever. We definitely bob and weave around this scrub. But I mean, there's definitely people out there that, you know, would Regice would be their favorite of the three. Definitely a cool design, but I'm just thinking competitively speaking, it's not very good. Nope. Bob and weave. Alright. Here is the next chamber here. Which is what? It's called the Island Cave. Alright, let's go read the sign over here. Okay, so for Regice it says stay close to the wall. Run around 1 lap. Or maybe 2 laps. I don't know. I remember, I think it's different in Ruby Sapphire. Like, I might be reading the Ruby Sapphire translation versus the Emerald one. But basically, you have to hug the wall, the perimeter of this room, and just go around either 1 or 2 laps clockwise. Again, I think in one game it's 1 lap, and in the other game it's 2 laps. So I'm not sure exactly what that said up there, but... Okay, in Emerald it's just 1 lap. Alright, I don't know why I was like thinking about switching up my lead. It doesn't matter. We got Master Balls. Let's go catch ourselves an iceberg. Not too shabby. Sick design, not gonna lie, but you already know if I had Iron Head or close combat, that boy would be fried. But of course, those are both Gen 4 attacks, so I can't have him in this game. Alright, then we'll finish it off by going to catch Registeel, who is located south of Fortree City. And kind of like a little northwest of Mount Pyre. So I think it'd actually be faster to get there if I just go to Lily Cove. Although I do remember that I skipped all the trainers like on that route. Because I didn't have enough time to do the whole thing. I guess we could juke him out again. We only fought that one chick that was like right in front of Lily Cove. Yeah, let's just do this. Why not? And then after I get done catching all these legendaries too, like we'll go peep them in the PC box, see what natures I got. So we already fought this chick, but everyone else I'm gonna have to bob and weave. I got sniped right there. Whatever. I think that's the only one that can even... Like, the other ones you have to engage in the fight. This was the only spinner, I think. I think I actually have to go for Surf here. Earthquake is stronger, but Tangela has better physical defense than it does special. And of course, both my attacks are not very effective, but due to the level difference, it doesn't matter. I feel like it would have lived in Earthquake, though, actually. Electabuzz, however, is not going to live in Earthquake. See ya, buddy. Electabuzz is a cool Pokemon. And its evolution, Electivire. Okay. Shut up, Marcel. We don't got time to battle you, bro. We're on a mission here. I think okay. I was gonna say, I think I still have a repel active. That answers that. And then even when we do finish these 3 things here, oh, I think we gotta dodge this chick. The third thing, of course, after I do all these legendaries, is gonna be battling Steven Stone. That will conclude the playlist on the YouTube channel, but it's not gonna be the last time that I touch the save file of this game. Dude, really? Because, you know, like, part 14 is going to be the finale on the YouTube playlist, but this is now a completed save file for Emerald version. So I can also, and I do plan to stream and record some of the Battle Frontier stuff. Like, I don't plan on doing all of them, but if we do have good success on a few of the because there's like 6 or 7 different facilities, and it's cool to try to get like a silver and gold stamp on your player card. But it's also, well, okay, it's not hard. It's actually kind of ridiculous to get them because Battle Frontiers are notorious for having cheesy movesets, aka spamming double team and garbage like that. So like, even if you know what you're doing and you have good Pokemon, you can lose, and you have to win like 50 battles in a row in one of them. It's just crazy. And like, even if you have a really good team, you can just lose to some stupid stuff that happens, right? So we'll go ahead and surf this mouse here. So that's why I don't plan on doing all the facilities, but at the same time, like, it's super fun to do. So I'm going to think about that going forward, and I will come back to the save file, and again, I can tie the save file to PK Hex, so I can go juice up my Pokemon and give them like 252, 252 in a couple of stats. I can wipe out all the EVs they have and just fix it. I can fix the natures and all that. So I'm gonna do stuff like that, and I'll be back. But I'm just a little something going forward with the save file. All right, finally we are here at the Registeel Chamber, and this braille translates to those who inherit our will, or no, something like that. Shine in the middle. I don't know how that word could be will if it has 5 letters, but those who inherit our will, comma, maybe the comma counts as something. Shine in the middle. So basically what we have to do here is go stand in the very center of the room at this spot and use the HM move for Flash, which is why I put this on Smeargle. And that'll open up the door here. And now we have completed the Reggie Trio side quest in the Ancient Tomb. Now the cool thing about these 3 legendary Pokemon is if you transfer them to the future Generation 4 games, that will give you access to Regigigas. Why am I opening up the attack? I was about to hit that boy with an earthquake and send him packing. I was kind of spacing out there. Okay. And Regigigas is a normal type Pokemon, pure normal type, and it has a garbage ability, but its stats are insane. So, and it's kind of cool, like how they tie it in with the lore. You know, if you take these 3 Pokemon, transfer them to the future game, that'll unlock another legendary Pokemon. Anyway, there's our Steel buddy here, and let's go ahead and continue on. So I think I'm gonna do Groudon and Kyogre next. And to do that, I guess now we can get rid of Wailord and Relicanth out of the party too, which is nice. So we need to go to the Weather Institute, which was on the top half of Route 119. And there'll be an NPC in there that'll tell us there's either a harsh downpour on a certain route, and then same thing with the other side with Groudon. There'll be harsh sunlight on a very specific route. And it changes game to game, so there's like, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 5, 6 different routes where Groudon and Kyogre can appear. And so you have to find the exact route using... I'm just going to leave the party as it is, it doesn't even matter. Using, you know, whatever the NPC says, but it's always different. I really hope I fought this guy. I don't think I did. Okay, I still have Repel on. Let's just go around this way. Now, normally it is raining on this route, so I don't think Kyogre's on this route, but we'll have to see. You don't get to choose which one you do first. It's just one of the two is going to be activated. And then once we catch, you know, either or, then we go back and get the other one. The KO button? Oh, right. No, that was... You're talking about, like, the channel point reward. That was something different when I play an actual harder Pokemon game. Which I'm going to stream later tonight after I go eat something in between games. But Emerald Rogue is a much harder Pokemon game. And to make it even harder, I had a channel point reward where you can just, like, get rid of somebody on my squad. To even make it harder for me, but, So yeah, don't do it here. But that is funny. Alright, hopefully it's this nerd up here. I track weather patterns all over the Hoenn region. Presently, heavy rainfall has been recorded over Route 129. There we go. Could that mean? Oh yeah, buddy. But you ain't got the sauce to go fight the goat, aka Kyogre. I do. Oh really? Damn, that's crazy. That's kind of the same with most of my friends too. They played like they played Gen 1 and maybe even Gen 2, but they never touched like this game and moving forward. So it's kind of funny. You're like the same as all my real life friends. They don't know anything about Pokemon. It's funny. A couple of them do, but most of them don't. All right, Route 129, of course, is like all the way down here in the corner, which is going to be annoying to get to. But yeah, I think if we fly to Evergrande and go down the waterfall. No, dude, I haven't played it yet. I really want to. It looks super sick. Did you get it? I still got to go back and finish the playthrough of 2K23. I got to get Beef Curtains all the way to the playoff tournament there. We still should have a Repel active. Okay, okay. The one thing I was blown away, like, I haven't, you know, obviously played it yet, but just the graphical improvement, man. Like, the screenshots and a couple of videos that I saw. I haven't actually watched anybody stream it or play it. But, from what I saw from, like, screenshots and pre-release trailers, it looks insane. Really, really good. Alright, where the heck is Route 129, bro? Down here? Okay, here we go. So we're gonna have to, yeah, dive underwater, most likely. That's dope, though, that you got it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it at some point, but I can't really afford it right now. Alright, the Marine Cave. So that's like the only reason I haven't got it yet. But at some point after I finish 2K23, I'm gonna save up some money and then try to get that. I'm thinking right now, like, who should I lead with against Kyogre? Again, it doesn't matter. I got Master Balls for this reason, to save time. Alright. This right here is the greatest and most powerful legendary ever created in any Pokemon game. Debate me on that. This is the GOAT right here, man. Oh, okay. You told me about Gray Zone, I think, before, but I'm not familiar with that. But I do know a lot about Tarkov. Tarkov looks pretty cool. Like, after you know, when we met like a year ago, you told me about Gray Zone. I looked it up, but I never played it, and so I kind of forgot what that was. Hopefully this is a good nature Kyogre, but I guess it doesn't matter. I can change the nature in PK Hex. But I don't think you can use legendaries in the Battle Frontier. 14 feet 9 inches, 776 pounds. Absolute beast. Choice Scarf, Water Spout, In the Rain, 100% accurate thunders. You already know, man. Ice Beam. Kyogre can do it all. That's why that's the best Pokemon of all time. Best legendary. My bad. Not best overall Pokemon. That's Garchomp. I still gotta do one of those one-off side videos about catching all the, not catching all the legendaries. That's what I'm doing right now. I can't dive up yet. I gotta go to the spot. I gotta do my ranking video about, like, all my favorite Pokemon from every generation. Because even though nobody's asked about it, I gotta let the people know about it, you know? And hopefully maybe somebody will find that video on YouTube. Alright, clears up the heavy rain. Because everything I be uploading to the YouTubes not working out. But again, like anything else, man, you just gotta keep trying. You gotta keep pushing. Someday in the future, even if it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody stumbles across the YouTube and it makes it all worth it. It's hard to be motivated and keep uploading when like everything gets 0 views, you know, but again, I'm not doing it to get views and get famous and get money. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like I said many a times, man, when I was going through some dark times and some rough patches, a lot of times I'd flip on the YouTube and just watch people gaming it up. They helped me get through some tough times. So it's kind of my way to repay the world here. And I'm going to do the same thing. And hopefully in the future when my videos finally reach people, you know, they can brighten up their day and maybe make their day a little bit better. That's my whole goal with making these videos. I track weather patterns all over the Hoenn region. Presently, a drought has been recorded in Route 115. Could that mean? Yeah, man. Like I said before, it does mean that. That guy probably wants to catch a Groudon for himself, but I'm going to be an asshole and go capture it. Steal his thunder. Alright, what is Route 115? I think that's up by Meteor Falls, actually. Because Route 114 is right before it. Yeah. So we can actually get to 115 quicker by going up from Rustboro. Because like Meteor Falls separates 114 and 115. So if we go this way, it'll be a lot faster. And then we still have to switch bicycles too to go get freaking Rayquaza. Oh yeah, I can't hop up this. I'm thinking about playing Emerald Rogue right now where I could just jump up this ledge. Wait a minute, is Groudon going to be tucked away in that secret island up north, or is it like right here somewhere? Hopefully it's right here. Because I never went up there to pick the Kelpie berries and battle all those trainers. I really hope it's just right here on the cliffside. No, that's the exit to Meteor Falls. Damn it, he's gonna be way up here. I don't think I can avoid some of these fights, so it's just... We're already at like an hour, 46 minutes. Damn. I was trying to get this done in under 2 hours. Again, I don't know why. I don't care. This could be a 5-hour episode, but I'm trying to think for... You gotta understand, man, the attention span of everybody that clicks on a YouTube video. If your YouTube video is more than 10 minutes long, nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody has the attention span to sit through anything. So the fact that I only upload like 2-3 hour videos, it's probably another reason why the channel's struggling. There's, by the way, Kelpie berries is like the only spot in the game where they spawn. If you ever want to evolve Phoebus into Melodic, those are the best berries to pick. Don't tell me I need the bike for right now. I do. No! Groudon's gonna be up this mudslide right here. Alright, well, we need to swap bikes eventually for Rayquaza right after this, so we just gotta do it now and come back. It's kind of annoying, but... it don't matter, it don't matter. At this point, we're going way over 2 hours. Hello, Rydell. I'd like to switch bicycles, please. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, Rebel. Never stop grinding, man. You can't get down on not finding success. Everybody starts out at the bottom, right? You know, some people blow up overnight, but 99% of people, you got to start at the bottom and work your way up. Always be grinding. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but for anybody, you know, other people just like me, I'm sure they get frustrated and like it's hard to stay motivated and whatnot, but you just got to keep telling yourself that everything happens for a reason. It's all happening as it's intended to. You know, maybe right now my content sucks, right? And it's like it's a blessing in disguise that nobody's finding it, right? Maybe my channel's not meant to be found until I get better at this. You know, stuff like that. You just never know, man. But everything always happens, you know, when it's supposed to happen and the way it is supposed to, so I ain't worried about it. Okay, here's freaking Groudon's cave finally. It was hidden up the mudslide. This is the Terra cave. AKA they're hinting before Gen 9. What did you say about Charizard right now? I didn't even see that message. Hold on. Oh, okay. That was back when I was talking about Kyogre. Yeah, for sure. Zard is definitely a very powerful Pokemon. That's crazy you never played past Red and Blue. I mean, of course, like I was saying, that a lot of people our age didn't, but there's a lot of good games, man. I don't know if like this art style right here to me is like the best way to experience Pokemon. And it's also like the most modded game, I guess, like the easiest for people to mod. So there's so many variations of this game. You can download shameless plug to my YouTube channel. I'm just kidding, but I have a bunch of different Pokemon playthroughs. But if you check out Emerald Rogue, like if you don't care much about the story, a lot of people do, but I'm all about that action. Yeah, I feel that. But like if you looked up Emerald Rogue, it's pretty sick. It doesn't really have a story mode. It's just basically all about battling, but it's super fun. But, you know, if you like a story mode, there's different variations of this game, too. If you want that classic experience of, like, getting 8 gym badges and beating the Elite Four and stuff like that. Alright, the Intense Sunshine is gone now that we have captured Groudon, and the cave also gets sealed up. Okay, next up on the agenda is to fly back to Pacific Log and travel up the Sky Pillar. Yeah, N64 had a bunch of classics too. Did you ever play, I mean, I feel like everybody played GoldenEye 007, the James Bond N64 game. But did you ever play Perfect Dark? It was another kind of shooter game like James Bond that you could play with your friends. And, dude, Perfect Dark was so sick, because it was more like, they had like futuristic weapons kind of thing, because it was like a bunch of aliens and whatnot. That game was so fun back. I liked it better than James Bond. I don't know why. Oh, you did play it? Hell yeah. Let's go. That game was sick. The cool thing too, why is this owl out here in the middle of the ocean? It's kind of sus. The cool thing too about, you know, computers nowadays is like you can play all those old school games. Like you don't have to have an N64 anymore. Like I can get Perfect Dark on the computer, like an N64 emulator. It's so crazy how technology came. And it's always funny to look back on those games too because the graphics are just dog shit. But back when we were playing those as a kid, dude, you're like, this is the best graphics I've ever seen. You know? Like N64 or even PlayStation 2, like all those kind of games. It's so funny. Yeah, I remember that one too. Dude, I played one on, I think it was PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation growing up, but like one of my friends had the N64, so I'm familiar with a lot of those games. But I was a PlayStation guy, and I had this game called, I think for PS2, it was called like Conflict Desert Storm Back to Baghdad, I want to say. Super sick game. I don't know if you ever heard about that one. And I messed up the bicycle puzzle. No. I'm going to mess this up so many times right now. I hate trying to travel up the Sky Pillar here. Shit's super annoying. Hopefully it doesn't take me more than like 10 tries, but we'll see. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was on the box. I got you. If you had a box, then I wonder if you were like a Halo guy. Like 5 of my friends grew up with a box. They were big Halo guys, but I never had an Xbox. So unfortunately, I missed out on Halo. Yeah. Alright, we gotta stay all the way on the bottom here. I messed it up again. I was such a PlayStation guy growing up that I actually play all the games on the computer with a PS4 controller. It just always felt right to me. Okay, we made it past this part. Probably gonna mess this up though. Let's see. Whew! I'm shice. Like even when I'm playing Call of Duty, like everything you see me play in the past, I'm always using this PS4 controller. I don't know what it is about the Xbox One, but that thing is just way too chunky for me. It's too heavy and chunky. I always... Like, the PS4 is, like, smaller and lighter weight. It just feels better in the hands. Oh, I almost did it. I need to end on those two middle tiles there. I can't walk over this one. I really hope I hit this first try. This is, like, the hardest one. Oh, I messed up. Come on, bro. Yeah. That's classic right there. Alright, full send it. Oh, I got it, okay. Woo! I almost messed that up. I think we're through now. Yeah. Alright, let's catch this dumbass green dragon. And then we'll move on with the, taking the boat. And go catch these last 4 legendaries. Damn, this is taking way longer. I thought it would be under 2 hours for sure. Alright. This Pokemon's actually super sick, too. I don't want to talk shit about it, but... Again, Dragon Flying gets destroyed by Kyogre's Ice Beam, that's why I always thought Kyogre was sick, but... Rayquaza looks kind of dumb back in Gen 3, but it is a super sick design. Stop opening the attack menu, man. What am I doing? Connecting the Xboxes, that's classic. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Now we're getting on to the cool stuff, because all of what I just did, all those legendaries are available in the base game. Now I'm about to showcase stuff that you can't normally catch in this game. Let's take the, I could have went to Lily Cove, but I'm going to take the boat from Slateport here. I think the first time we might have to go to Battle Frontier, which is okay, because I need to go there anyway. Let's see if I actually have options here. Okay, so, okay. My other tickets in the key item bag don't work. Maybe they might not work, I don't actually know, but... you have to do this first, I'm pretty sure. Well, hi, dude. What's up, Scott? Something's come up. So I have to disembark, but I'm glad to see you. Congratulations, League Champion. There's a place I'd like to invite someone like you. It's the Battle Frontier. What's that place like? You'll understand when you see it. I've spoken with the ship's captain about this. The next time you take the ferry, you should be able to sail to the Battle Frontier. Okay, dude. I'll be waiting for you at the Battle Frontier. Brother, you didn't have to say that like 7 times in your little paragraph there. He really wanted to like emphasize the name of that place. The ferry is about to what? Oh, the ferry is built to plow through fast-running currents, okay. We hope you enjoy your voyage. I don't care about exploring the ship, man. I think if I just go take a quick nap, a power nap in the bed, that'll, I mean, normally you should go explore the ship if you're doing a vanilla playthrough, but again, for the sake of, pacing and time constraints, we're going to cut this down and not really explore the boat here. Alright, cool. Now... What? Oh, okay. I was like, what is she doing there? What's up, youngster? Wait, is it you who's supposed to have a tattered old map? That is me. Let's have a look. Boy, this is quite a ways away. I'm afraid I can't help you. Hold on a second. Hey, it's Mr. Briny. What's the idea of turning down someone that I owe so much to? Dude, I'm terribly sorry. You can come to me seeking my help. And we almost turned you away. Oh, you came to me. Sorry, I read that wrong. Well, let me make things right. We'll sail right away, of course. Let's find this island on this old sea map. Okay, I guess we're going to catch Mew right now, then. I didn't know that's how that event works. I thought I could go to the Battle Frontier. Okay, we're on Faraway Island. This is pretty sick. Again, this was not possible to do back in the day unless you lived in Japan. It was the only way to get access. Why is there like a sign down there? The writing has faded if it was written a long time ago. Oh, Burr is probably like some part of a month. October, September, something like that. 6th day. If any human sets foot here, again... Okay, I'm not even going to try to read that. There's so many missing letters. It's just going to give you the lore about Mew or whatever, but it is cool because Mew was explored. I mean, not explored. Mew was first discovered, according to the lore, in Guyana, South America. And like deep in a lush green jungle. You learn that if you read the books in Kanto. Like over on Cinnabar Island by Blaine's Gym. When you're in the Pokemon Mansion, it kind of tells you the lore about Mew and Mewtwo. And there's Mew. Let's catch it. We have to like chase it around. I don't think there's any wild encounters in the grass. Hey, bruh. What you doing? Did that work? Okay, it did work. I just like bumped into it. That was weird. That's a classic Pokemon right there. Alright, we still obviously have plenty of Master Balls. I made sure I had enough in case we end up finding all 12 legendaries, but this might only end up being 10, maybe 11. Because again, I don't know how the Ho-Oh and Lugia thing works. That is a classic legendary right there. Oh yeah, didn't I say like 15 minutes ago that I wasn't going to go catch Mew, Celebi, and Jirachi? I forgot we had the item for Mew. I don't remember how to get Celebi and Jirachi in this game. Can I just fly out of here? No. Anyway, that's a pretty cool little side quest. I just kind of want to showcase all this stuff in this playthrough, because normally, in the future, when I do like another Emerald playthrough, stuff like this won't be possible. So for the people that see this in the future, you know, they might be like, oh, what does it look like to catch Mew in Gen 3, you know? I figured it'd be a good thing to add to the playlist. Alright. It looks like we're going for another legendary thing here. What do we got? What do we got? I'm just gonna kind of mash through this. Okay, so we can do both of them now. So they're still not letting me go to the battle frontier. I guess I gotta do all this first. Let's go to Southern Island first, because I know what this is gonna be. This is just Latios, which is also, you know, in my top 5 favorite legendaries of all time. This Pokemon's super sick. I've never been here before in Emerald, so I don't even know what this looks like. It's just a mossy rock. Okay. Hopefully this is the blue one, right? It did. Okay, perfect. That's so sick. Because I picked the red one to be the roamer around Hoenn, so that I can ensure that we catch this guy right now. That's a very powerful legendary Pokemon, for those who don't know. Dragon Psychic, sick type combo. Ability Levitate, you know, always a classic, not getting hit by the earthquakes. It's not bad. We'll take it. This thing I think you can actually use in the Battle Frontier too, so I wanted to make sure that I caught that. Alright, and then now let's go to Naval Rock and check out the Ho-Oh Lugia thing. And like I've been saying a few times throughout this episode, I don't know if I can catch both or if I have to make a decision about which one when I get there. It'd be cool if we can catch both, but let's see. Oh, now he's... okay. So now we can go Naval Rock. That was weird that the other NPC took over the first couple times. Well, let's just do this first then. And then I'll cap it off by Battle Frontier, and then we still gotta go battle Steven Stone in Meteor Falls. Wait, that was a sick looking port here. And this is like Fire Red Leaf Green music. Interesting. Okay, so apparently how this works is if we go up, well, up to the top makes sense for Ho-Oh, and down to the bottom for Lugia. I think Ho-Oh is left and Lugia is to the right. Although I don't really know. How does this work? Let's go find out. At some point it should probably split, right? Maybe here? No, I'm confused. Thank God there's no wild Pokemon encounters in here. At least there isn't yet. If I was running into Zubats every 5 steps, that would be very annoying. I have no idea where I'm going, but let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna guess that this is the way for Lugia, because I think it said to go right. Bro, who dug the tunnel in this place, man? Why you gotta put so many damn stairs? Just let me go to the bottom. They easily could have just put one stair. Okay, this is definitely Lugia. Yeah. That was a little OD to have that many sets of stairs in here. Like, I get it, it's supposed to portray you're going a long way down, but like, bro. What, just one staircase would have been fine. Or ladder, I guess it really is, but... Level 70 is kind of crazy. Lugia, welcome to the team, brother. Not bad. Kind of curious if you can surf in this water, by the way. I'm going to test that. Lugia is cool, but I'm more of a Ho-Oh kind of guy. I think Ho-Oh is a better design. Plus, Lugia's typing is kind of ass. Psychic Flying is... I mean, I guess Fire Flying is not good either, but... Ho-Oh is the better Pokemon in VGC. Well, it's a lot more offensive. The thing about Lugia is it's really only good, like, defensively. It doesn't pose much of a threat offensively. That's kind of the difference between the two. Okay, so here's where it split. So then this goes to Ho-Oh. I got you. Hopefully I remember how to find my way out of this place. Not bad. That was a lot quicker than Lugia's. Oh, that's a pretty cool little spot to find Ho-Oh. I like that. I've never seen Ho-Oh in Gen 3, right? Because normally it's just a Johto-mon. It's kind of a weird sprite, the Gen 3 sprite, but it's not bad. Okay, so you do get to catch them both. That's kind of cool with access to Naval Rock. I didn't know that. Not bad at all. Now the last legendary is going to be Deoxys. But we have to go get the item first. We don't have that item yet. So let's see. Wait, can I fly out of here? I doubt it. There's none of the other ones. Whoops. Okay. Not bad, not bad. What time is it, by the way? Almost 2 p.m. Okay. Well, this episode on the YouTube side of things should probably wind down in the next half hour. And then I think I'll end stream and then start up a new stream. Because I'm going to step away to eat for like 10-15 minutes, and that's obviously way too long to just leave it running. Because on the off chance, like, you know, another random person does click into the stream, I don't want it to have it running the whole time. Because they would never come back. We're going to the Battle Frontier now. Grab this last key item. Catch Deoxys. And then we're going to hit like a 6-8 hour juicer stream tonight. Try to get through another Emerald Rogue. That game is so damn hard that I don't know if we'll be able to do it. Alright, we get the Frontier Pass. That'll allow to get all the stamps. Okay, here comes Scott. It's great to see you here, it really is. I hope you'll take your time and explore everywhere. Naturally, I hope you'll also experience the pure essence of battling. That's why I play Pokemon, man. I'm all about that action. I don't care about filling up the Pokédex. I'm here to fight. I also have my quarters here, so feel free to visit if you have time. Okay. Now we need to surf over to the Artisan Cave, is apparently where this item is going to be located. Because again, not normally here. I think we do it this way. Yeah, we gotta go fight Sudowoodo's dumbass. Squirt some water on this fake ass tree. Get out of the way, bro. Oh, I actually have to go click on the squirt bottle. I got you. I'm just spamming A on it. Whalum Repale. The weird tree doesn't like to be squirted with water. I don't care. The weird tree is a garbage Pokemon. So we're just going to earthquake it into oblivion right here. It's level 40. Definitely not using a Master Ball on this guy. That's for damn sure. Okay. Actually, I don't know if you need Waterfall to go down a waterfall. I bet you do. I'll just slap it on Wailord, I guess. Or Relicanth. It doesn't matter. Because normally the shark had it. But I think he's in the PC box right now. Oh no, they let you go down waterfalls, okay. You just can't, I can't go back up, but I don't need to, because I can fly out of here. Actually, there's an exit to Artisan Cave that actually puts you back up top. So I don't even need to come back this way. Alright, well let's go randomly try to find this item and bob and weave all the Smeargles that are going to be in here. I don't have a repel active. Good to know. This is like the only Pokemon that's found in this cave. Very, very weird Pokemon. Over the years has had niche in the competitive circuit. But it's more kind of a troll Pokemon. It obviously is not very good. But essentially it can learn every attack in the game, which therefore makes it useful. Even though it still sucks. I don't even know the layout of this cave because I didn't really come here as a kid, since there's not much to find but that Pokemon there. Hopefully this is it. No, it's a Carbos. Boost my speed. Well, this is the exit, but hopefully I don't fall over the ledge. And I can get right back in. Okay, nice. So we're going to have to keep exploring, unfortunately. That's a dead end. Where could this thing be at? I guess I haven't gone this way. There's nothing here. Oh, here we go. Okay, there it is. The Aurora ticket. Nice. Probably, wait, what is this? Gotta be something in here, Zinc. What's the quicker way to get out of here? I think going down left. It's probably the quicker way to the exit. Yeah. Alright, let's go catch ourselves a freaking Deoxys. One of the craziest Pokemon. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Deoxys is not normally obtainable in this version of Hoenn. If you play the remakes that dropped in, like, what was ORAS, 2016 maybe? That actually does have a cool side story at the end of the game after beating the Elite Four, and you can legitimately get yourself a Deoxys. It's pretty sick. What? Why can't I sail to the... Huh? I have the ticket, right? Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Well, I guess I'll sail to Lily Cove. I don't know, would Mr. Briny take me from his house? I don't know how I would get there. That's weird. I would assume it's just through here, but I'll try taking it from Lily Cove and see if I have the option. Why didn't I have the other option to, even if I wanted to go back to Naval Rock? Because I had those options were still there after I did it. Oh, here we go. Okay, okay. That was weird. Alright. He doesn't even ask me where I want to go. He's just taking us there. Okay. Now, I've never been here either. Birth Island. Oh, okay. I have seen videos on this, though. You just kind of chase the triangle around. Eventually, it'll turn into Deoxys. It's heating up. Alright, this should be it. Crazy, crazy powerful legendary Pokemon. Like Mewtwo level offenses, but it doesn't have any defensive stat to speak of. So, in my opinion, Mewtwo's better, but this legendary is like a lot cooler than Mewtwo. It's just not as good. It's way faster though. So I guess it kind of depends like what you need on your team. If you want to use this over Mewtwo. Alright, and that will conclude our legendary side quest. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. But it was pretty cool and I just wanted to showcase all that. So now we're gonna go to the box and check out all these legendaries. And then I'm gonna swap my original team, the team above my head, back into my party. And we're gonna cap off this playthrough by going to fight... okay, we have to sail back. Going to fight Steven Stone and his really powerful squad. Which I'm gonna have to rip a bunch of rare candies in order to handle that fight. Swampert probably be MVP. I don't know why the music stopped, by the way. That was weird. Swampert's probably going to be MVP because he has Earthquake. Steven Stone is a Steel-type specialist, so his team is weak to Earthquakes. So Swampert probably be MVP of the fight. I think I'm going to lead Quillfish and just get up a layer. It's the classic. And then we just go from there. Oh yeah, we can also check out all these legendaries now. Let me put the squad back in the party. And then put these guys down here, so when I appraise the legendaries, like they'll all be in the same order. I don't want these dumbass Pokemon getting in the way. Alright, so we'll start with Regirock and go down the line and finish with Deoxys here. So we got Lonely Regirock, Lonely Regice. How about a Lonely Registeel? Okay, that's actually weird. Are they... Is that a coincidence, or are they all locked within lonely nature? There's no way that's a coincidence, actually. I'm gonna have to look that up later on Cerebi, but that's weird. Naive Kyogre, plus speed, lower special defense. Okay. Careful Groudon, not bad. Up special defense, lower special attack. Groudon's a physical attacker, so that's fine. Quirky Rayquaza, neutral nature. Modest Mew. Let's go. That's actually sick. Careful Latios, that's horrible. I'll be switching that to Timid or Modest in PK Hex, thank you very much. Docile Lugia, don't care. Lugia's garbage. And a Brave Ho-Oh, not bad. Boost the physical attack, lowers speed. Decent trade-off. Oh, I forgot about Deoxys. Whoops. Hasty, that's actually pretty good. Raises speed, lowers physical defense. Not bad. Okay. Let's slap little Quillfish in front. And rip a bunch of rare candies. Actually, let me throw a Citrus Berry back on him too. He's the only one without an item. I had to use that in the Elite Four fight. I'm also going to heal up too, because I don't know if I use any moves. I don't think I've attacked since the Elite Four, but just in case. This recording is like 2 hours, 15 minutes, a little bit over. Alright, so we'll finish about 2.5 hours then, I guess. It's only going to take 10-15 minutes to do this. This is going to be the most cumbersome part right here, just shoving rare candies down everyone's throat. Because again, you can see I'm in like the mid-50s, but Steven's team is, I should probably use a speed up button, huh? No, because then the music gets all glitchy. Or it just shuts off. That would make for some like awkward silence. We're just going to plow through these rare candies. But Steven's team is all between 75 to 78, I want to say. Something like that. I'm probably just going to put everybody at 74. Like a backwards 47. Let's just get after it. Maybe I'll put Pert at 76. Just because it's a starter. We're going to be here for a minute. We got to rip about 120 rare candies. 130, something like that. Because everyone needs about 20, 25. Nah, this is going to take way too long. Fast forward. But now there's no background music, so you're going to have to listen to my awkward voice with no music in the background. I'm tapping this button like it's Mecha Marathon in Mario Party right now. We are speedrunning this. And it's still taking forever. Alright, there's 74 on Quillfish. Now let's get Starmie, 20 levels. I mean, yeah, is this, like, lame to do? Yeah. But I'm not going to train my team 20 levels each because that's going to take 15, 20 hours of actual gameplay. You know, the fact that we have access to all these rare candies, we're taking advantage of that. If anybody is seeing this in the future on YouTube someday, do yourself a favor and just fast forward like 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. Because this is going to be pretty lame to watch if I had to bet. Oh, skip down too far, but that's fine. Poliwrath, you're next, buddy. How does Poliwrath even consume a rare candy? It doesn't have a mouth. To that point, neither does Starmie. I'm not sure how either one of them can utilize a rare candy. Sharpedo can eat them. Quillfish can eat them. Of course, Pelipper can eat like 100 rare candies at one time. Bro just opens that big-ass beak. He got a lot of room to hold some food in his cheeks there. He doesn't have cheeks. You know what I meant, his bill. And Swampert, of course, can eat rare candies too, so that makes sense. But it's kind of sus with Poliwrath and Starmie. I don't know how they would eat a rare candy. I don't know about Poliwrath Swirl. Maybe it opens up. It is kind of weird because you think about how like Poliwrath launches a Hydro Pump. It just kind of comes out of the swirl. Like, how does that work, bro? But then again, to that point, how do any Pokemon attacks really work? None of them make sense. So I guess add it to the long list of Pokemon lore that just doesn't make sense. Alright, well, I didn't know it was going to take this long. Thinking back on it, I probably should have put these guys through PK Hex. Just saved and closed the game and changed them all to 74. But I guess at this point, we're almost there. Only 2 more to go. But you learn things for the future. Now, I think rare candies were changed in Black and White, where you don't actually have to go back into the bag every time between rare candies. I kind of remember that. Oh, we don't need Hydro Pump. Actually, should we let Pelipper get Pump over Water Pulse? Why not? I kind of remember that in Black and White, it was way faster to do rare candies. Because you could just sit on this screen right here with the party open and just like spam A. But prior to Gen 5, I think you had to go back in the bag every time and like manually select the rare candy. A lot slower. I'm glad I put 2 stacks to 99 because as you can see, we're about 20 rare candies short. Oh, I still got to finish Pelipper. Whoops. And it'll be interesting to see what Steven has on his team, right? Because could he have a full 6-pack of steel types? Maybe. Normally, he's a steel type specialist, but he normally only has 3 steel types in Skarmory, Metagross, and I think Aggron? Endeavor on Pert? No. Now, the rest of his team consists of the 2 fossil Pokemon, which are Bug Rock and Rock Grass, with Armaldo and Cradily, respectively. And then the 6th and final member of his team is a Claydol, which of course is ground psychic type, with Levitate, so that I can't Earthquake it. But I think it'd be cool to see, because his team potentially is going to be different. Everybody else's team in this game has been. It'd be super sick to see him have 6 steel types. And so for the sake of putting out a guess, I'm going to say that he has a Scissor, a Bug Steel type, to replace his Bug Rock type Armaldo. I'm going to say that he has a Steelix, Ground Steel, to replace his Steel Psychic Claydol. And then to replace Cradily, I don't need to speed up anymore. That way we can finally get some music back. And then to replace his Cradily, I'm just going to say, I don't know, maybe like a Magneton or something. So yeah, we're going to lead Quillfish, and we're going to get in there and fight this guy to cap off this playthrough. And showcase that if you really want to be the true champion of Hoenn. In this game, it's not just getting through the Elite Four and fighting Wallace. There is one trainer that is a lot more powerful than anybody that we have seen yet. Well, let's go ahead and do this. I gotta spray repel. I need. Oh no, I have waterfall. I almost forgot about that. I was like, I'm gonna need waterfall in order to get there, but we have Sharpedo again. Okay, we're back in Meteor Falls, which is a place we previously visited, but we didn't have waterfall the first time we were here. Actually, we didn't even have surf either. So this will be our first time with access to surf, and we climbed. I don't care what that item is over there, by the way. I think it's like an iron or protein or something. And we climb the waterfall, and hopefully I can bob and weave all these dragon type trainers. I don't really care to fight them. I'm just really here for Steven. But there may be a battle or two before we get there. We'll have to see. Okay, nice. We don't actually have to do the double battle. Actually, he's right up here, so we're good. Is he up here? I don't remember. I think he is. Let's just dominate this scrub real quick with Swampert. Nah, Starmie. Ice Beam. He's not up here. I messed up. Okay, whatever. I don't remember where to find this guy, actually. We didn't need to fight Nicholas here. Look at my level difference. Dragonair. It's a bad day to be a Dragonair, let me tell you that. About almost 40 levels higher than this thing. Probably could have killed it with a dive. Not very effective dive. Alright, and there's ult. Of course, gonna get fried by an ice beam. Okay. I genuinely don't remember where to find Steven at. This might take a second. I thought he was up here. You know who is up here in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is the there's like a grandma up here. And you kind of have to come up on the side quest. Great, somebody else we're adding to our contact list in our iPhone. They can call us for no reason. Maybe it's this way to this hidden staircase. I feel like I might be going the right way. I don't know. There is like a super secret room back here with the TM for Dragon Claw, and the only spot in the game where you can catch yourself a Bagon, which is a very powerful dragon type Pokemon. Yeah, that's this room right here. Damn, I genuinely don't remember where Steven is. With this tiny little room, you can get your hands on a Bagon. Evolve that thing into a powerful Salamence. Looks like something out of Spyro the Dragon. So maybe we did have to go up there, and then it was like, but it was down to the right. There was another set of stairs. I guess while I'm here, we can go this way. I don't think Steven's over here though. This should just be for an item, yeah. So maybe I did have to climb those stairs, but then go down to the right instead of down to the left like I did. So that guy might have actually been a mandatory fight, but let's see. How do I get back up there, though? No, down to the right just goes here. Okay, this might take a second. How do you find this guy, then? What's down here? Oh, another ladder. Iron Tail. That might be a hint that we're getting close. I don't know. Okay, I think this is it, actually. I think he's up to the right. So that was an optional fight that I didn't have to do. Anyway, let's switch Quillfish, like I said. Get up a layer of spikes. This feels right. Here we go. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the pinnacle of our Pokemon Emerald playthrough. And we're going to finish it off here by battling Steven Stone. Let's get it. Oh, wow, dude. I'm amazed you knew where to find me. I actually didn't know where to find you. I was kind of lost there for a minute. Do you maybe think of me as just a rock maniac? No? Like, yeah, that can't be right. We battled alongside her. Yeah, exactly. We battled alongside each other at the Sootopolis Space Center. I know you have steel types, guy. You should have a very good idea about how good I am. Oh, I know. I've heard the rumors. Now, I want to see it for myself, man. Okay, dude. If you're going to mount a serious challenge, expect the worst. This guy's got some, you know, smack talk here. I like that. I respect that. Alright, Steven, what do you got? He still leads with the Skarmory, okay. 77. Damn, bro. I'm gonna get up a layer here. Unfortunately, I can't even touch this thing. Skarmory's probably gonna get up a layer of spikes as well. Yep. And then, I don't even feel like getting all three of them up. It's gonna take too long. I'm just going out to Pelipper. Start hitting this thing up with some shockwaves. Of course, the right play would be to go for all three layers of spikes. But it would make the battle take too long. Aerial Ace is doing a good chunk, but it looks like I can live 4 of them. Barely. If either of those two were low rolls and he gets a couple high rolls here, I might go down, but nah, we're good, we're good. Let's see if this scrub uses potions in battle. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Steven, please tell me you got the sauce to not be one of those potatoes that uses potions in battle. Here, scrub. Whatever. I ain't gonna be that guy that uses a potion. We'll be able to get this thing pretty low here, and then, I mean, I could revenge kill it with whatever. Oh, he's going to a ground type. He does still have Claydol, okay. So it's probably the same team then. We'll see. Am I faster? Let's see if I can land a pump. Goes for Reflect. Interesting play considering I'm going with special attacks here. But we missed the pump. And now here comes a light screen probably. Just Ancient Power. Okay. I live that because I'm shiced, and now we're going to hit the pump. Let's go. Okay, with Reflect up though, I probably go Starmie. Will he potion again, folks? No, he doesn't. He goes for Ancient Power. I kind of feel like going Shark here. Let's do that instead. Hit this thing up with a Crunch. Alright, no potion, good. Now I would expect, if he still has Credillia, I expect that to come out next. Aggron, interesting. So it might have Brick Break or some kind of fighting attack. I'm about to just Waterfall this scrub and see if I can get a flinch. If not, of course, with Sharpedo's paper thin defenses, it's going to go down here, but... What? Huh? I mean, I know Aggron doesn't have the best special defense, but how did that just KO? Damn, Sharpedo. Alright, well, you've done your job. I'm just going to go ahead and Ice Beam this thing. We don't need to kill Credillia. I can go down to Giga Drain or whatever. Watch, this man's going to do something stupid and go for Ingrain. Watch. Nah, he just goes Giga. Okay. Good play. I kind of feel like I might take this, though. Credillia's pretty weak offensively, yeah. Alright, this is easy money. Of course, if I would have been in the level 50s like I was, I had zero chance to win this fight, but the whole purpose of this playthrough, right, is just to showcase the game. It's not about, the challenge. So, just for the sake of showcasing a Steven fight. Of course, in the future, when I replay this game, I'll actually train my way up and fight him legit. But, we're just here for a good time, man, on this playthrough. Armaldo. Okay, you did take it. I was kind of surprised, actually. I think at this point, we just go Big Pert and clean up. Because he's going to have Metagross and the Skarmory, of course. Actually, I'm going to let Pert finish off Metagross. We'll let Starmie do this. And Thunderbolt that dumbass bird that's going to come in next. But I don't know if Swampert would actually be faster than Armaldo. Okay, he's going to potion up anyway. Whatever. Let's see. I'm kind of curious if Psychic is a 2-hit KO. Because you got to remember, I don't really have a water attack on Starmie. I just have Dive. Psychic, dive. Yeah, dive's stronger because it's super effective. I was doing some calculations in my head. So dive might actually kill, which would be funny. Because who has ever gotten a KO with this attack? I might be the first. But yeah, that makes sense that it does. Well, definitely does more than Psychic, but... he goes Metagross. Damn, I kind of wanted to Thunderbolt Skarm, but... Skarmory sucks. We can kill it with whatever. Let's see if we can paralyze this guy. If not, we just Earthquake it with Swampert. And then he's just got Skarmory left. He's got the Shadow Ball. Fire. You gotta remember, Shadow Ball is a physical attack back in Gen 3. So that's why it makes sense on Metagross. Alright, Pert. Finish this man off with an Earthquake, and then probably just Surf Skarmory twice. It's not even at full, because I did hit it. He's faster. I did hit it with one Shockwave before it switched out. So, it's in range where I could, like, two-shot it with Surf, and then that's going to do it. There's no way Metagross lives this, obviously. Alright, not bad. Shoutouts to the rare candies for making this a lot easier. Well, actually, just giving me a chance in general. Oh no, not the Toxic. Whatever will I do? I feel like he might Potion again, though, for the third time, which would be annoying. Yeah, I knew Surf wouldn't kill. There's the third potion, but I think Surf's actually a two-shot. That was pretty close to 50% damage right there. I think it does more like 45. Yeah, 40. Alright, whatever. Swampert's going to go down here, but that poison damage is going to get me. If not, the next Aerial Ace does. And we'll finish off the game with Politoed. Oh, never mind. I got a high roll. Just kidding. We live on 69 HP. And we win the game. There it is. I had no idea you'd become so strong. Well, now you know, buddy. You're looking at the champ of the Hoenn region. Come to think of it, ever since our paths first crossed in Granite Cave in Dewford, I had this feeling. I thought that you would eventually become the champion. My predictions usually come true. And where will you go from here? I'm going to end the recording. I'm going to go over to Emerald Rogue and win that as well, because I'm like that. Even I couldn't tell you that. Alright, Steven, you don't have the sauce anymore, man. Oh, not the poison. Don't ruin the ending here with a poison. I gotta hit the YouTube outro, man. Come on. Alright, let's do it from right here. That's a good spot. Almost 2 hours and 40 minutes is crazy. Okay, well, for the YouTube side of things, that's where we're gonna end this playthrough, again, of Pokemon Emerald National Dex Edition, using only Water-type Pokemon there. This was a cool little experiment. I think it kind of worked out pretty good. And so I'm gonna be doing stuff like this in the future on the channel. Mainly, well, one thing I have in mind, I did spoil it already. I was gonna keep it a secret, but me and Board were talking about it a few episodes back. I'm gonna do a Kanto playthrough in like Fire Red or Leaf Green, but I'm gonna do Poison types only, because this is my first time ever doing a Mono type run, and I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm gonna do Poison types only. Pretty obvious who my starter will be in that game, Bulbasaur. But I think that'll be cool because Water is one of my 3 favorite types and one of the best types in Pokemon. Poison is on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't care for Poison types, and Poison is in the bottom 5 like worst types of Pokemon. However, with that being said, there is good Poison Pokemon, and you're probably thinking like you know who I'm going to use in Kanto, and there's a lot of good options for Poison types there. So that'll come at some point. I may, like, this whole new layout thing that I got here, it kind of makes me want to replay Pokemon Gaia. Because I did that when I first started YouTube, and I was using my Turtle Beach Xbox headset to record instead of this, like, streaming mic, which sounds a lot better. And Pokemon Gaia, I think, is the best, like, fan-made game that I've ever played. So at some point, I'm going to spin it back in Gaia, kind of using this new layout here again. I think I just said that, but whatever. And then I do want to do a Gen 4 playthrough. You know, I got to get through Sinnoh. So I'll do that too. So I don't know when the Kanto one will come, but that's just the next one I was thinking about. But doing back-to-back Gen 3 games might not be the play. So we'll see where I go next. But in terms of this game, this is the end of the YouTube playlist at 14 episodes. However, I am going to edit my legendaries that I just caught in PK Hex, and I'm going to use this save file, not in the same playlist, but on a separate one about going back to the Battle Frontier and trying to beat some ass over there. Because it would be cool. Let me show off the trainer card. You see like the symbols over here in the top left. So there's 7 different facilities at the Battle Frontier. We actually get a map. Well, this is fire. I forgot about this. So the Battle Tower, the Dome, the Palace, the Arena, the Factory. The Factory is the most fun and the most popular because it's the only one of the 7 where you don't use your own Pokemon. They're just random rentals. So it's like playing rando bats on Showdown. Then, of course, the Pike and the Pyramid. So like really what I really want to do is use this save file and go do some Battle Factory. Now, depending on how that goes and if I can get the symbol for it, I already know how I am. That's going to motivate me to want to get the other 6 symbols. But it all starts with the factory, and so that will... Let me save this before I forget. That'll come at some point. It'll be a separate playlist on YouTube, apart from, you know, playing through the general story. So be on the lookout for that in the future. And in terms of winding this thing down, you know, for anybody who does see this in the future on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. All right. Peace.